This is The Stuff Dreams Are Made Of. I'm writer-collector Ryan Condal.
And I'm writer-collector Dave Mandel. And welcome to the all-new direction for this show. It's a budget-conscious kind of bargain prop, very low-priced bargain, kind of making your dollar stretch on a budget. Collectors Forum. That's our new direction.
Is that where we're going?
Apparently, that is where we're going. Yeah,
had to add a little water and then shake it up, and you get more props out of it. A little more.
We are cutting the cocaine with talcum powder. We are. The prop cocaine will be so cut with baby formula and talcum powder, you barely know it's cocaine anymore.
This is the really, really dark end of Blow. You know, it's that part of the empire. You know, the heyday is really gone.
Brought to you by Heritage.
Thank you again, Heritage, for being.
Thank you
being
again, Heritage, making this bargain hunter's discount bonanza possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's new in props, Dave?
What's new in props? Speaking of collecting on a bargain, this was actually a very reasonably priced piece, but I actually did get something I was very, very excited about. Came about through a collector I've known for a long while, and I actually know him through a little bit of different collecting. We both collect. There was a kids book series, and you may have missed out on it, or maybe it existed, but they changed it. I don't know if you ever read it. Did you ever read Alfred Hitchcock and the Three Investigators?
No, but we have. You have spoken
I've
of
talked
that
to you about it.
on this show before, and I was intrigued, but I think it was before my time, and I don't think it survived through. I was a Hardy Boys kid. So
at some point because Alfred Hitchcock was no longer, I guess, relevant, they removed him from the books, and then they just called him like the director or something. And I think they just became the Three Investigators. But anyway, I know this guy through collecting of the Three Investigators, original artwork from the novels. Anyway, not the main point of the story. But he's also a prop collector, and he put up a couple of odds and ends that were interesting. And I was emailing about them with him, at which point he offered me a crew jacket that I could not say no to, a To Live and Die in LA crew jacket. So I grabbed it. It could not be more 80. It's an 80s, nylon satiny windbreaker, kind of thing.
I was wondering if it was like a leather jacket with pushed up sleeves, because it was
that would be
LA.
Pretty good too. Yeah, exactly. This is but very just very kind of like that Blade Runner jacket, but black, and it's got kind of a silhouette-y outline of the LA skyline on the back. It's sort of the same. It's on, if you've ever seen an original script to Live and Die in LA, it was like the logo, I guess, of the company. I'm guessing it was on the chairbacks too. It was on the script and the script covers. Anyway, it's on the back of the jacket. Having never found or seen anything from that film, and I'm not even sure where you'd start, other than, of course, with counterfeit money. It was great to just kind of grab something. I guess a call sheet would be a dream too. But nice to just kind of grab something from it. And
that's a great piece.
Yeah, no, I was very happy, and it definitely fit in
that movie.
with I love the movie, and it fit in with my new budget conscious collecting. So that fit in perfectly. It was,
but you still did buy
a high dollar mark, but I still bought it. Yeah, no, I know. I should point out also, sorry, on this podcast,
if I was you, I'd be walking around my house just bragging about all the things that I'm not buying. I'd be like, look at this thing that I didn't buy. Look at this thing that came through. I had a chance and I just didn't buy it. Look at the restraint.
I feel like I turned down some art this week, but nothing. I'm not sure it was anything I really wanted, so I'm not sure I really can count it. Do you know what I mean?
But I would still be really tooting that horn.
Push it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And as you know, this is my favorite comic book that you've never heard of.
Right. This is the best thing ever, and I didn't buy it, but
that I've never talked about.
That's just a lie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was going to point out one little casualty and give them a shout out. I was supposed to do the day after the auction, when I came back from Dallas, I was supposed to have rewatched To Live and Die in LA, and then do it on the podcast with what's their names?
Matt and Jason. Yes,
yes,
the Escape
on their show.
Yeah,
and I came back from Dallas and sort of slept in a daze and didn't watch To Live and Die in L.A. again, and had to bail on them. I thought when I bailed, I was like, "Can we record this on another day?" But they're far more, I think, professional than us, and they stick to a schedule, and that was that. And I missed out on my window of opportunity. So I did not discuss To Live and Die in L.A., but I did get the jacket. So somewhere in there is an answer. But
yeah, there you go. Yes, I'm doing an episode coming up with them that I won't announce because I think they're news to announce.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a good one.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, I guess they are. So, spoiler alert, they're doing To Live and Die in L.A., and double spoiler alert, I'm not part of it.
But I think that will be out by the time this is out, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, my non-appearance will be out. So look for my non-appearance on it. Yeah.
Look for Dave's screwing of another podcast.
Yes.
Coming soon to the Escape Hatch. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry. I apologize, guys. Anything new in your prop world beyond sort of like the recovery?
No. I went to Edinburgh this week. Sort of not movie related, but sort of life and mental well-being related. Got away with the family to Edinburgh. Had never been. Actually, as much as I love whiskey, it's my first trip to Scotland. We went up for a couple of days. The kids had a school break, so we just spent a couple of days up there running around. There was a named nor'easter there while we were there. And when Scotland
starts, new, or is that something that has happened before, or is that like our ongoing weather crisis?
No, I think this is sort of Scottish weather kind of thing. But
gotcha.
Like when they start canceling trains to Scotland, the weather's serious, given that place, just always looks like Braveheart. So it was a lot of wind, not as much rain, but the rain was sideways when it was coming. So it was an interesting weekend, but we walked all over the city. It's really beautiful. It's so Gothic and just breathtaking. You have this, it literally does look like a Game of Thrones castle, the castle.
Yes, very much so. And the streets, you sort of feel like when you're walking in the immediate vicinity, it's like, for shame, shame. You feel you're
for sure. You're in medieval times. And they have this interesting thing of like, all the classic construction buildings are very big and outsized, and they've kept all the modern stuff very small by comparison.
Oh, that's nice.
So it always feels like you're being overwhelmed by the history there. When you walk around, they really kind of, I'm guessing this was all done on purpose to kind of keep the historical flavor of the city. And just, so many fascinating historical characters that went through there, writers in particularly, writer. But it was super enjoyable. No props or movies to speak of. I guess some Braveheart quotes, et cetera, et cetera.
Do the girls prefer like a smoky whiskey or more of like a peaty whiskey? What do they prefer?
They're in for a good sherry bomb.
Okay,
honestly.
good.
Yeah. They started with peat at first, and then their palate got refined. And
that's what you want in like a 7-year-old, 8-year-old. Yeah. No, that's good. That's excellent. Yeah.
I did not get to do much whiskey anything. Well, all the distilleries are far out of town because, of course, they need to be on these huge plots of land with their own water source and whatever. But there are whiskey shops all over Edinburgh. So I did some whiskey shopping and tasting, and certainly some buying, but did not get out to any distilleries. It was not that kind of trip. But it was really great in a beautiful city, and highly recommended. And great people and great food too, I would say.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I was there 1,000,000 years ago, and it was gorgeous. And I was there right around the big Edinburgh festival, which has a name that I can't remember. The sort of alternative comedy festival, but it has a name. The big one.
Yeah. There's a lot of comedy clubs I noticed around town. I guess it's a comedy scene.
Yeah, it's a big summer festival that, again, I wish I could remember the name, but anyway, it was very cool. But food was not part of it that I remembered, but it was so many years ago. I feel like that may have been in the dark ages of British cuisine that has so radically changed since I was a child. So
but this felt authentic. Whereas in like London, the food's really good, but you're not eating British food. You're eating other people's cuisines that they've brought in. Right. Whereas this felt like there's just a lot of like mussels and clams and smoked salmon, and it feels authentic to.
Oh, very cool.
Fairly authentic to Scotland. So lots of smoky seafood and whiskey over the weekend. But really good. And I'm back. And Dave,
nice.
We have the prop store catalog.
Yeah. We got an interesting email at our props email. What is our props email? What is our thing again?
dreamsaremadeofpodcast@gmail.com.
And we do look at it, believe it or not. I may not remember it, but we do remember to look. And we had gotten an email from someone who was writing to ask in the new season, now that we were being sponsored by Heritage Auctions, held the holders of the Greg Jean auction who took all my money. And they wondered, are we going to not look at the prop store catalog this year? And dare I say, I think even the prop store people wondered if we were going to look at the prop store auction catalog this year. And the answer is we are, in fact, going to look at the prop store catalog this year. And in fact, when we negotiated our deal with Heritage, it was not only important to us, but dare I say, important to Heritage that we... Sorry, a phone ringing in the background. It was important to Heritage.
That's Heritage calling.
Yes, Heritage can cancel what we said. Just change it. But no, it was important to Heritage as well that we, I don't know what to say, maintain our
journalistic integrity.
Yes, prop integrity of, we're going to talk about a Julian's, we're going to talk about a prop store, we're going to talk about other things, and we're going to tell you about things we like, we're going to tell you about things we don't like, and that includes at Heritage as well. So yes, we are, news is news, and our opinions are our opinions, and, you can't shut us up. But But so here we are with the prop store catalog. This is the big UK auction starting on November 9th, 2023. Will you be going in person, Ryan, as it is in London, and you often attend those things?
I will be. I have no real excuse because it's about 500 feet from the front door of my office.
Oh, literally.
So,
oh, wow, that's hilarious.
It's like a walk. So I have no real excuse. But lovely space. They hold it at BAFTA. It's really excellent. It was the first BAFTA showing last year, and it was just a great event space and all that. And I think they, whatever kinks there were, I'm sure have been worked out for this year. So I'm sure it's going to be even better. And I think it's even more special this year because they're only doing one sort of, well, I guess they're doing 2 live days. They're doing the props and costumes day 1, and the music day live. So there's only 2 live days, whereas last year they did the whole auction live. And I can't remember whether it was all at BAFTA or whether they moved out of BAFTA for days 3 and 4 or not. But regardless, it's very special. This is day 1 is the only day to go there, go live and see a movie prop auctioned off. So it makes
I should point out we are going to skip over the music lots, as I think honestly we do not care. I mean, I'm speaking for myself. Sorry, I don't care.
I'm going to be more like for me, it's just I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I can just say, oh, that's a cool guitar, but I don't know the nomenclature and enough to talk about it. And we go on enough monkey radiator cap tangents on this show. I think keeping it as focused as possible.
Those are intrinsically connected, though, to collecting pulse.
They're in your soul
of our nation.
It's the monkey radiator cap of your soul, Dave.
Well, I think with that as a wonderful introduction, let us start. Let's open. You can download your catalogs at propstore.com, right?
Yep.
Download them, open up your PDF.
Or follow along live on the live website.
Oh, yeah, sure.
They always have more sort of up-to-date info
stuff,
and more pictures. You can zoom in, all that. The PDF is great. That's what we're going through, the PDF. But if you're really dialing in on a lot, you should go look at the live online browser, just because you're going to see more stuff and be able to interact with it more. And if anything updates, if they get more information in, or if they screen match something or whatever because they publish these catalogs and then people start writing in and saying, oh, I think I actually know what that's from, or this is actually, it's not from the sequel, it's from the first one, or whatever. They will update things. So the best place to go for all of that is the live website, because that's the most up to date. But certainly do that, and then follow along with us. And we are going to go through all of day 1 here. So buckle up, people.
All times as we go through these lots, just remember, brought to you by Heritage Auctions.
To their delight.
to their delight. Yeah, I don't know who's happier.
Yeah. We should
us.
We should have them on after the postmortem and ask who's happier. So with that, lot
let us
one.
dive in. Lot one, 300 costume, very nice.
Yes.
Seen it before. Prop
I'm just
two.
just gonna say, I smiled at this one because Vincent Regan is in House of the Dragon this year, and he's a delight, and I love working with him. And I had totally forgotten that he was one of the Spartans in the 300 until I saw this costume, and I was like, oh yeah, that's great.
It's funny. I think Vincent a lot Regan. Of the Spartans sort of became people, and we forget about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is kind of funny. Cool. This is a wonderful costume, full costume. I don't know. I'm curious as to whether these things still move. I mean, I hate to. I don't mean to start on a bad point. I like it. These things feel like there's so many of them and so many variations and whatnot.
Kind of sold them all. So,
yes, exactly.
But I think it still does very much have its niche kind of following from people that were 18 or 16 when that movie came out. So we shall see.
I enjoyed Lot 2, which is just it's kid, cousin It's child, baby what from Addams Family Values. Just made me laugh. I have, never thought about it before, but made me laugh, little big wig with a pacifier. So also quite good. And then the auction really starts. With Lot 3. This is sort of the alien section. And this was fantastic. I have a PDF scan of this. I don't even know. Did you give me that, or did someone give us
Dave,
this?
send it to me, please.
Or maybe our buddy Jerry gave it this. Remember, I feel like I have this.
Please send it.
This is Terry Rawlins' heavily, quote unquote, heavily annotated script from Alien. It's just full of all sorts of.
This is the editor's continuity draft,
exactly.
Which is really, if you want information about
notes
a movie,
and everything, just fantastic.
Piece of movie history. I mean, this should go. The Academy should be after this, honestly.
Yeah, this to me is a living history document, and I'm blown away by it, and I love it. You know what? This I actually would argue. This is the kind of thing, and I guess it's not the kind of thing they actually end up doing, but you know how they did the Coppola script? Someone published the Coppola annotated script. Yep. This to me is publishable, honestly.
Should be that.
Yeah.
I
truly love that.
There's another lot coming up later in the auction. I'm going to make a note of that for as well.
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm aware of that in this case. Yeah. Lot 4, a cable-controlled xenomorph alien's tail. I mean, I think that's fantastic looking, and it's followed by a lot of a xenomorph alien hand. Alien's tail and alien's hand. If you had a costume or starting to put together a costume, these are pretty darn good. I like both of these. I think I like the tail a little more than the hand. Although, you could get a hand and put it on your costume, Ryan. You know what I mean? Like
just like
grabbing,
coming over the shoulder,
like over the shoulder or at the neck or something.
Hudson,
you know what I mean?
Is grabbed and pulled into the duct. So I think that's actually not a bad idea, Dave.
It's kind of cool
idea for a
and
display.
not a terrible price.
Yeah.
Kind of fun. Not a bad thing. Moving along, this is pretty cool. You get to see this in person. You've seen this already.
I did, and we should
point out you tell the crowd.
Yeah, so I did some my first live video work at Prop Store. I went out there.
Bravo.
With thank you, with young Hamza Qureshi from my show from House of the Dragon. He's one of the video team guys, that playback guys that track all of our various clips and continuity with our script supervisor. He's a big fan of the show. He's a burgeoning collector himself. He's trying to figure out how to get into the game. And I just said, hey, videos and like props, would you like to come and do some filming at Prop Store? And he eagerly jumped at it, and it was lots of fun. So that will be probably published around the time that this show is airing, but I did probably 20 to 25 spots on individual items, basically the coolest stuff that they had in the showroom. I was there with Tim and Steven from Prop Store. We just kind of talked through, asked questions, and Hamza did beautiful sort of porn B-roll of the pieces that we cut into the discussions. Bart's furiously editing away at those right now, so you'll be able to see them. But we did cover this piece, so it's lot 6. It's the light up remote controlled photo matched 1/12 scale APC model miniature from Aliens. So this is the model miniature that actually is to scale with the large dropship model miniatures,
right?
and,
so
and
it
a
could
couple of
come
those
out
are
of
sold
it could kind of drive out of the drop ship
from the
yeah.
ramp. So this was actually the remote control one that drives out of the model dropship. So very cool. I mean, especially if you're the owner of a dropship, what a display.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I had the honor and opportunity to be in the presence of the I guess
The
1/6
larger one, right?
scale
The larger,
model
bigger
miniature.
one. Yeah.
And which is the sort of proper studio built, working gun turrets, all the lights light up and everything works on a little, servo. It's just, I mean, it's the size of a coffee table. It's massive, but just glorious. And this certainly is not that, but it's very cool, and it's very Aliens. It's very Cameron. Most people, anybody that's familiar with the movie, looks at this thing, they know exactly what it is, which I think speaks a lot to it. And the nice thing is it's just displayable. Like, it's about, I don't know, I would say just roughly 18 inches long. Actually, it says it's 24 inches long here in the description. So it's that wide.
Did you get to drive it? Did you get to
No,
actually work the remote? No.
I believe it does work, but I don't think they were doing that sort of level of demoing.
It seems very dangerous.
For the
so yeah,
150,000 pound prop they're trying to sell.
Yeah, no, I don't. I was curious. I'd have let you drive it.
Thank you.
I'd have let you drive it. Yeah.
Thank you. But no, it's pretty cool. And again, just a clear studio piece of ephemera. It's built on an existing one of those kit Raider control cars that they sort of pimped out and modified and made into the APC. And definitely going to be a big one for the Aliens gang on the day.
Yeah, I just thought this was, I mean, didn't see it in person or anything, but I just thought it was fantastic. Yes, and Ryan, allow me to say, if this helps you, I'm very jealous that you got to go and look at these props and I didn't, for once. So
yes, I might have mentioned that in some of the videos. But yes, thank you. No, it was very cool, and you will see me talking about a bunch of this stuff. I'll try to call out the things that I remember talking about as we go through.
Anyway, this thing is cool, and I don't know. I'm circling it, as they say, or at least marking it in my catalog, and then gonna cry myself to sleep later. But
part of your new leaf that you've turned over of being restrained and
I used to go through the catalog and tear out the pages with things that I didn't want, and now I'm going through the catalog and tearing out the pages of the things I do want.
Oh, okay.
And throwing them in the garbage. So I have just a catalog of stuff, just stuff I don't care about. Yeah. Continuing with the Aliens, this is a heck of an Aliens section.
Yeah, nice little Aliens section.
Yeah, we've got a warrior head, which is just fantastic. Goes obviously very nicely with that tail and that hand.
Yeah, these are great.
This is just really fabulous looking. This I'm not sure it gets much better than this. This is just really good looking. And then I don't know if I can't read anything. I don't know if it's been a little restored, but it's in really nice condition. I guess the clear resin that was on top of it to kind of give it that saliva look is probably helped protect it. My guess. Yeah.
It doesn't say that it's been restored.
Yeah, it doesn't say. It doesn't look. I don't see restoration. It just looks really good for a 1986 prop. Yeah,
it's in great shape, and there's still blood on this in the saliva and all that. But
yeah, look at that on the side of the face. Yeah,
definitely
really,
a killer.
Really cool.
Yep. Aliens piece. And then lot 8, we have a stunt pulse rifle. There are a bunch of these things around, but they're great. They're just so cool, and they're the right color. And
the color makes a big difference.
Yeah. If you don't have a hero, these things are great, and they're super sturdy. They say it's biscuit foam, but don't let it fool you. It's not a foamy prop. It's actually a hard. You can knock on it and make a sound, and it's lightweight and easy to carry around. You can see why they made it the way they did, and it's original to the film. I mean, these are unmessed with. They're exactly as they were.
Yeah, no one painted them black or anything like that.
Undid it, took it apart, put it back together, molded it. At some point, one of these is going to go nuts, I think, and that will be that for those.
Do you think it will be?
Far as they go?
I mean, I obviously we never know until you know, but where the heroes sort of maybe sit tight for a bit and start to sort of disappear. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that's part of what I don't know.
I think so,
them?
and I
don't know.
I just think like who doesn't like aliens? And if you come
Right.
in, why wouldn't you want? Who cares that there are 10 of them or whatever? Why wouldn't you want a stunt pulse rifle? I mean, I think. I mean, I think this could be the one. It's been a couple of auctions since they've had one in. So let's see how it does.
Yeah, this one is really just, I don't know, particularly badass. It just looks really, really good, and they did a really nice. Giving it the double pager there, I think is a nice little extra
Very
thing
good call.
there.
Yeah.
Going across the pages like that. Hicks's knife, Ripley's cigarette lighter. I'm just looking. These are all interesting to me. I'm not sure any one more than the other, but I do like this. Drake's full costume. Mark Ralston. Yep. Who was at Prop Stores last summer?
Who you met.
I guess that was.
Yeah.
Met him. Couple of hero grenades with the webbing. Do you have that
cool.
for your? Do you have that for your costume?
Luckily, Dave, for restraint and responsibility, Hudson actually has no grenades on his costume.
God.
You never see him,
yeah.
because I saw this and I was like, and I immediately went and did a bunch of research, and you just never really see Hudson with the grenades on his costume. So
I
guess
had
all
my
of his
Hicks
are loaded
costume,
in the pulse rifle.
Hicks had them, and I had.
He
had
does,
a couple.
yeah. They're great. These are awesome. I mean,
this
they're
is
just undeniably awesome.
I mean, I like them.
Do for this to me would be, if I was buying it, I would go in with another Aliens guy and I would say, let's split it, because you never see somebody with all four.
No one has
so
them
let's
all.
do,
Exactly.
Let's do 2 and 2, and then we can not bid against each other and take the lot. So, Aliens fanatics, that's what you should be looking for if you have a Hicks or an Apone. The guys who you do see with the grenades.
Yeah, that would be a hell of an addition to a costume. It really dials it in to me when you can kind of add those little details like that. And those alien costumes are wonderfully rife with them. Every time you think yours is complete, you realize, well, wait a second, there's a little thingamabob. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing in kind of a great way. The uplink tower's cool. The Hadley's Hope, the name of the
sign, the colony, and it's screen matched, which is super neat.
Really, really cool.
Great little like one-off piece for somebody that's just looking for something aliens, but doesn't want to spend $100,000.
Also, kind of neat in the. I know we often talk about like props that pass like the mom test kind of a thing, and Hadley's Hope is the full-on opposite. It's the kind of thing that like, shouts out only to another hardcore aliens collector, but in a great way. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you named your company or your production company or your corporation like Hadley's Hope, and people would be just like, "What's Hadley's Hope?" And it's just like, don't worry,
if you know.
If you know, you know exactly.
I love the population 158 too. It just it so speaks to that movie. A stunt face hugger, which is very cool and looks to be in pretty good
also
condition.
Really nice condition as well. Yeah. Do you have any sense, is this all one person's collection, or did they just put a nice little group together?
It was unclear. It was unclear. Actually, I know the APC was kind of on its own. I know the pulse rifle is from a single consigner that we know. I know the Hicks knife is from a single consigner that we know. So I think they just took in a bunch of alien stuff, honestly.
Well, it's a super, super nice mix. Really, really cool. Lot 16 is Terry English replica.
Miniature.
It's tiny. That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. It's a desk. He had this. I believe this is Terry's, because he had this at his workshop / house when I went out to visit him. They're really neat. Cool. They're like I don't know what you would call it. Like they're like, it's not action figure scale, or even the large action figure. It's a little bit bigger than that. It would be like almost like an American Girl. Sorry, apologies for man with small girl children. It's sort of like a baby doll kind of size scale, if that makes sense. But just completely the right thing to just like put on your desk as a bust, sort of one and done. And like, it's not used in the film, but Terry English made it, and he made it the same way he made all of the actual armor, just at miniature size, and it's kind of glorious.
That is kind of neat. I mean, that's the kind of thing where there's feels like a world where, like, I don't know, like Tom Spino would sell these. Do you know what I mean? Like make 100 of like limited edition run of 250 of them, and you sell them. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Regal Robot,
Regal Colonist,
whatever. Yeah, exactly.
His offshoot. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Some Alien versus Predator. If it's okay, we'll just kind of skip over.
Yeah, on to your favorite movie, Alien
yes.
Covenant.
Alien Covenant. I mean, this is a gorgeous as Danny McBride spacesuit. The costume is fucking great. I just no, I don't know. You know,
it's Alien Covenant.
Yeah, write us and tell us why we're wrong. It's fine with me, but I do not see
only
it.
10,000 word essays will be accepted though, so you got to really put some elbow grease into it. Lots 21.
A waste of Danny McBride, but anyway. All's Quiet on the Western Front. I still never saw that. I
haven't seen the movie. Yeah. I was going to say this movie's supposed to be awesome, and I love the look of the gear from it. It just feels. Yeah. I mean, it feels like it came out of a military surplus shop. And I actually, maybe this is the thing that is needed to kick me in the pants to go actually watch it. But lots 21 through 23 is a couple of great. Looks like hero main character sort of.
It looks like the main character of a movie. We've Felix Kammerer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actor Paul Baumer. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear it's great. I'm going to watch it.
His military uniform, photo matched and screen matched helmet, and his recruit costume. So there you go, and all very reasonably priced for very least a critically acclaimed film. And then here, lot 24, Lev Amipaz, played by Peter Stormare, his screen matched light up hero spacesuit from Armageddon. That's really cool. That's a cool spacesuit.
Yeah, that's a hell of a spacesuit. Great character, great movie. That movie always makes me laugh because it's like it's so good until they get to the actual meteorite, and then you just realize how boring digging is. Do you know what I mean? Like drilling is inherently boring. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like at some point it does become about drilling. But anyway, yeah. But Stomare, who did an episode of Seinfeld many years ago and was hilarious.
Stomare. Yeah,
is that how you say it?
It's like yeah, I was saying Stormare, but
you may be right. Yeah,
Tobe versus Toby. I don't know. Maybe you have it, Dave. I don't know.
No, I honestly don't. I have no interior knowledge. He's so funny. Fargo and whatnot. He kills me. So that's, I guess, the main point of the story. There's a miniature Armageddon.
Slippery Pete, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes, exactly. In the was that the Frogger episode?
Yeah. I need the holes.
Yeah.
You mean the outlet? Yeah.
25 is the Armageddon space shuttle model.
Space shuttle.
Very cool looking. Wonder if Peter Jackson would be interested in this. Another spaceship model.
7101.
Yes, I realize
they should just give him the same bidder number.
Yeah, exactly. Store. They should. It would be great if all the auction houses would just get together and just keep giving him the same number. I know I keep adding the extra zero to it, so I apologize to our audience because I think just making him isn't that the Star Trek ship or I don't know, whatever.
No, that would have been 1701. Which is kind of funny. 7101. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
I keep conflating.
You were going to Les Mis. You wanted 5 digits.
Yeah, I wanted 5 digits
to do the song.
But anyway, all the auction houses should get together and he should always be 1701. The end. That would be and at least till he notices. At least until he goes, hey, wait a second. Yeah. But that would make me laugh. Another Armageddon suit from William Fichtner, who I worked with on Veep. I think I like the Stomare. Right. Yeah, I like the Stomare one a little bit better. But
but this is one of the legit astronauts from the movie, not the
not the crazy Russian or the insane ones. Lot 27 is really neat. This may not be for the average human being, but it's Patrick Macnee's John Steed bowler hat from the old Avengers show, which I don't know. I just think this is a very cool bit of TV history. So
we were joking at Prop Store that when they were saying they had a photo matched hat from the Avengers that everybody would be all the young kids would be
right. Iron Man's hat. Yes, exactly. Yes.
And then finding out that it's
there's a chance to teach your children what the word John Avengers Steeds. Means, and that exactly. And if there were other Avengers, so it's a real learning opportunity for the whole family. Yes. 28 Austin Powers Gold member with the
lacy cravat.
the cravat, but also it's got his name in it, but also the man necklace or whatever. There's that man woman necklace.
The man symbol from the 60s. Yes, very
This
good.
is a nice little Austin Powers section. They've got a Dr. Evil. They've got a sumo match costume from Goldmember.
His costume from the opening credits of Goldmember.
God, right,
Goldmember
with a
was
fake
2002
movie or something.
Am I that fucking old?
Yeah, this is exactly. Beyonce's Foxy Cleopatra, outfit.
Yeah.
I don't remember Goldmember quite as well. I'm realizing now. Wherever
that's with well, it's Mike Myers, but
it's Mike Myers again. Yes,
the Dutch guy. There's only two things I hate in this world: people who are intolerant of other cultures, and the Dutch. A great Michael Caine line.
There's
enjoyed that.
As Michael Caine was in it.
Person
too,
of Dutch
right?
descent.
Jesus.
Yes. Yeah, he's Austin's father. I guess that was a new ad for that movie.
Yeah,
because Foxy is in 2, right? She's in...
No, that's what's her name? Roller Girl, right? Isn't that Heather Graham?
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, okay. There you go. Two Austin Powers experts coming at you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Did you watch Hard Knocks, the football show on Max?
Not this season, no.
This season was the Jets, so we watched it just to see, and it was glorious because in terms of the full-on what you want as a Jets fan to watch this season, and it just builds and builds and builds to the excitement, and then 2 minutes into the game, Aaron Rodgers broke his entire leg or whatever. So it was like the most perfect of Jets things. But the one thing in it, the Jets offensive coordinator Hackett, who was the guy that got fired in Denver, and then there was the whole thing where Sean Payton, the new Denver coach, called him a terrible coach and all this stuff. But he's in this season of Hard Knocks. He's all over it. And his absolute favorite movie in the world seems to be Austin Powers in Goldmember, and he sort of quotes it and he shows it to the young Jets, and it's just a very funny thing to see these young 22-year-olds just staring at it, kind of like, why are we watching Goldmember? I don't know. It's a very funny thing that he thinks it's so great. I don't know why I found it so peculiar. I like Austin Powers a lot. I think Goldmember is my third favorite of the three, I will simply say.
I would agree.
Moving on to something that I think is fantastic. The screen matched, this is lot 34, the screen matched light up DeLorean keypad, and then lot 35 time. This is all time. The numeric readout from Back to the Future 3,
the dates and everything.
This is just incredible. I don't know. To me, you got to put these two together. I guess I go for the readout more than the
but I like
keypad,
the fact that
but I like them together.
Match. Yeah. They're just great though.
Yeah, just fabulous looking and
time machine related.
Time machine related,
rare,
and just shouts out this movie. To me, it's instant the second you see it. Where you just go, I know what this is. Yeah, I love seeing this, and I love the construction. The real control panel, which is part of the lot 35. I just love the way they always sort of made these things where you have sort of the object, and then the real control panel that controls the object is almost as cool as the control panel, the fake control panel.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. I love the construction here. Just kudos to these prop makers, to these guys, because this is stuff to me that some of the best integration of, in this case, plot and prop, because obviously Time Machine is the Deus Ex Machina of the entire thing.
Right.
And it is just fabulous. And this kills me. I think this is, I know it's not on the cover, and I know it's not from Anthony Daniels, but I think this is really, really special. And
awesome.
Hoverboard, moving on.
Yes. Another hoverboard.
There's literally nothing left to say. We are hoverboarded out. I'm sorry.
Still cool,
designer.
though.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're still great. I have no new information to offer you. 37, Marty McFly's Stetson. That's very cool.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. A Basic Instinct ice pick.
which is hilarious. Yeah. Who would think that this thing would survive? And I didn't realize it was monogrammed and all that. That's
I actually kind of like the fact that it's monogrammed. I was not aware of that fact.
Seems like a poor choice used as a murder weapon, but yes.
Yeah, I know exactly. Like maybe do it with something unmonogrammed. A 39 is a battle damaged bat suit. It definitely shows its damage, as they say, but it's got a
it's got a lot of character.
It's got a lot of character. History, it's got a bat symbol on it, so that's kind of nice.
This is from when he crashes the Batwing at the end, so it's actually explained by the movie.
Sure.
In that way, yeah.
Even though the explosion of the Batwing and the crashing from the one bullet from the giant choker gun is kind of, I don't know. He's
a really good shot, Dave. He's a criminal mastermind. I don't know if you knew that. Don't be smart, Batman.
Were they going for the Indiana Jones, the Raiders of the Lost Ark laugh, so to speak? You know, look at this incredible. It's a weird reverse because it's the hero is the swordsman now, because it's the oh my God, here's this incredible plane and here it comes, and then he pulls out a weird gun, shoots it, and it just crashes and serves no plot purpose in the film. Well, I guess it gets rid of the balloons.
He stole my balloons.
Yeah.
And it gets him there. It gets him to
the church, I guess.
To the church. I don't know. And you want to see Batman and Joker face off? I'm totally fine with it.
Lot 40. This is excellent.
Don't be a killjoy.
Are you circling lot 40? That was my question.
Yes. I mean, I definitely did. We covered it at the auction. I mean, here's my thing: is like I have one, and it's photo matched.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot you had one. Yeah,
it's the smaller one. The only draw of this one is it's the big Mamma Jamma, which I just love the big honking clappers.
Sure.
But and it's ACAM, and I have ACAM, and interestingly, the date on mine is exactly the same date as this, which is probably Wrap Day of Principal Photography, January 24th.
The forgery day that they make all the forgers put the same date on to make it easier to identify them. Yeah,
photo matched. I love it, but some other Batman collectors should swoop in and get that. I already have mine, and I think I'm gonna hold serve on that one. But it is very cool, and I got to play with it, and it's it's a big ass Batman clapper, and the story of the find was just so cool, which you can hear on the video. There we go. We'll tease.
There you go. Check out our YouTube channel. Stuff Dreams Are Made Of YouTube channel. You get a good story about the Batman clapper, of which I am very interested in, but don't be scared. I have no money to bid on this, so I will be bidding. It's estimate $10,000 to $20,000. I'll be throwing an opening bid of $1,000 with a high of $1,200 on. That will be my high bid.
You have a mountain of debt. You have some promissory notes to offer. Yeah,
the creditors are chasing me west. Lot 41, production made Batman cowl, followed by 42, a production made Batman chest emblem.
Very cool.
Both will be both really nice, not screen used, but production made, and both really, really nice. And
would go together very nicely.
Really good, would go together fantastically. And also both standalone together. So there you go. You got an opportunity there, which I think is really cool.
I love 44. The matched.
It's the Bruce Wayne file. Yes, Vicky Vale looks him up. Yep.
Which and the fact that it's screen matched. I mean, just bam, there you go. That's so cool. It would be so cool to have in your display case with your other Batman stuff, and as a kind of conversation piece. So
yeah, just really neat. In much better condition, I think, than the average newspaper morgue file, but nevertheless, still really, really cool. I agree. The screen match is really sweet on it. 46, the Super Batarang from Batman Returns. I think we've seen one of these before, I feel like, at some point or another.
Yeah, but they're very cool.
They're very cool. They're always very cool. 47, another production-made emblem. This time, now we're up to Batman Returns.
Yeah, they're slightly different. You can see the logo changes.
Exactly. And I like them both. I have no problem with either. So a second opportunity for you if you're interested. This one looks like it's in maybe a little cleaner. I don't know if that means anything to you. Yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad, but take it as you will. This one confused me, but in a funny way. I just was funny. Why do they call it the Panther suit? I don't remember that from a movie. I don't remember Batman Forever at all, but within a movie I don't remember why they call it the Panther suit. I've seen that
nomenclature a lot, and I think he has different suits in the movie, and I think this is
they just call it the Panther suit.
Yeah, so the Panther suit took some influence from the earlier Burton era Bat suits while also integrating Schumacher's unique vision. for the iconic batsuit, with the director comparing the inadequately correct armor to ancient Greek statues. Batman Forever held the title of all time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess maybe that was just the
So Panthers are is
his
code
Black
for
Panther
nipples
suit earlier in the film before it was destroyed, and he switched the sonar suit, the silver one. So he did have two suits in the film, which I remember. I guess they just called this one the Panther, because I always associate Batman with panthers. I don't know.
He moves like a panther. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're
like a Batman.
Panthers are dark, right? Bagheera was purple, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that works. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
fair
just
enough.
confusing it with another superhero. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
that's because in 1995, the chances of anyone ever making a Black Panther movie was 0. So I guess they were pretty safe. We're never going to make a superhero with
we're not doing that
African American in it. So don't worry about it. You can call it Panther. Yeah, that's cool.
That is fair.
Yeah. Luckily, we solved racism since then. 49, we have a Robin Chris O'Donnell costume of original and replica components from Batman Forever. I'm just going to move here a little bit. We've got a Riddler cane. We've got another Riddler question mark cane, one with a skull, one without. Tommy Lee Jones, Harvey Two-Face, or whatever they called him in that thing.
Yeah,
53.
His split costume, which is neat.
53.
Forever Batarang.
Yep. And then a Bat Bola, which is actually kind of cool from Batman Forever.
All the gadgets
good gadgets,
cool.
I guess. Yeah.
That was one thing that was in the Gene auction that I laughed at, because he had all this original 66 Batman, and then he had one modern Batman prop, and it was the goo gun from Batman.
Oh, that's
Forever,
right, the goo gun.
It's just made me laugh. Like, how did that happen? But
Batgirl's ice armor, keeping going. George Clooney and Chris O'Donnell bat belt. This stuff is whatever. I'm going to stop on 57. I'm not a huge autograph guy, but this is a cool, Heath Ledger autographed Big Smile from obviously The Dark Knight.
And he looks like he signed it as in character.
It looks like
the Joker.
Yeah, he signed it as the Joker. Yeah,
crazy.
I don't know. I kind of love it. I kind of really love it.
Yeah. No, that's very cool.
Yeah,
like you could see this all. It's a signed photo, but this could also be an in-movie prop. Of the Joker just giving out photos to his
giving
fans.
out an autograph before he killed someone or something and robbed their bank or whatever. But it's just really cool. That's really cool. I was watching another one of these. There was one in a different auction. Didn't say Big Smile. It was just the crazy signature, different photo too. But it did $12,000. I mean, obviously he is deceased and isn't signing anymore. But I was shocked, and I'll probably watch this one as well. But very cool. I don't know. I thought. We saw a couple of these in the Gene auction. These are the batteries not included models, lot 58 and 59. That
Jetsam and Weems, very cool.
Yeah, someone I know got them, but I can't remember who now. But not that I guess I can tell you anyway. But it was not Peter Jackson actually, so that was good for them on winning. So congrats.
Yes, I think I knew who got those, and he's not Peter Jackson.
Yes, not Peter Jackson. In a way, we're all not Peter Jackson. Lot true. 60, one of the motorcycle turbine miniatures from Galactica 80.
Yeah, we got a couple of Galactica lots coming up here. Yeah,
and although we're a little mix and match, there's that from 80, a Cylon from regular Battlestar, and then a helmet from 80 again. Just sort of a little bit of a mix and match of the different things. I have a Cylon. I love the Cylons wherever that fits in. A Pyro test model from Battlestar Galactica as well. Early precursor of the X-Wings for those interested.
Yep.
That takes us to a Big Lebowski section. I feel like you can't have an auction without a Big Lebowski section. This stuff continues to be, I guess this is the new solid gold in prop collecting. I mean, this stuff just all sells at good numbers, right?
It does well. I mean, Lot 65 is this is the one to have. As great as that collection they had.
I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I think you're wrong. I like the Ralph's card. I gotta say, because it's so the dude, like his Ralph's card. Yeah, but anyway, I agree.
Fine.
The full the full
screen
cardigan screen match. Yeah.
And I didn't realize this, and we also talked about this in the video, which you'll see, but this cardigan was actually Jeff Bridges' cardigan that he wore to the film, and he has his personal one, and then the costume department actually recreated it. So this is one of the recreated ones, but it is still screen matched to the film. So
he just showed up at somebody's Walk of Fame ceremony, and like was a like a presenter at the the when you get your star on the Walk of Fame, and had a bag with him and pulled into the bag and reached out and pulled out the sweater and put it on. It must have been somebody from the Big Lebowski. I don't remember whose ceremony it was, but I remember him pulling it out. This is recently, within a year. You can find this online somewhere. But no, I don't think it was Tara Reid. I think she got hers like 10 years ago. Yeah, I don't know who it was. Not Buscemi. John Goodman, maybe? I don't know.
He must have one already.
He must have one. Yeah, I don't know whose it was, but anyway, he still has his sweater, prop collectors, if you want to
bug him about it.
Bug him about it. Yeah, or bid. I guess those are your choices. Bug the dude or bid. This is incredible though. This is
his full email address is the dude podcast at gmail.com.
The dude at dude.com. Speaking of John Goodman, I love him in this. The briefcase with the homework is a fabulous joke. I enjoy this tremendously. Couple of pairs of sunglasses.
The dudes, and then Walter Sobchak's, and then
a fembot.
We have a fembot.
Yep, but not from Austin Powers. The original fembots from the Bionic Woman TV show. I actually have one of these in my collection. I'm a big fan of that, of the Bionic Man, Bionic Woman, and an opportunity to get a fembot head came my way a few years ago, and I grabbed it. So
you don't turn that down.
No, I will say this, obviously you have to know the show, and it's definitely something I watched as a kid and had the action figures and, have a fond memory of. And I love that Austin Powers sort of brought the word, I guess, back into fashion a little bit, but, they look great. I mean, just look at it sitting on a shelf. It looks wonderful. It's a very 70s sci-fi look. Yes, I'll simply say. Yeah,
a bit of Westworld in there.
Yeah,
yeah.
These next couple of lots are just fabulous. These are the different black hole filming miniatures, starting with robots, Vincent.
Right? Yeah.
Yep, and then Bob, and then Maximilian.
Maximilian is so great. Yeah.
The Maximilian says it's a maquette as opposed to these, which say filming miniatures. I'm not sure I'm reading what that means. No, it says production use, so I don't know why they're calling it a maquette as opposed to a miniature. But anyway, terminology. These are fantastic.
Reference model for refining coloration and shape prior to building the full size versions. I guess this is a small guy. It's 24 inches.
Makes sense.
But it's beautiful.
I do love these. I don't know what else to say about them. I felt like within a very dense movie, they created these really, really wonderful kind of, they found the Disney, I guess, if that makes any sense, in these characters a little bit with the eyes and whatnot, but in a way that works. And, for a movie that I saw, the last time I saw was like 1979, these robots are sort of like seared into my brain in a good way. So, I'm a big fan. I just think really cool. 73, the Daywalker stunt sword. Yep. From Blade 2. Very nice.
Yeah, always neat.
Terry Rawlings, the editor, his Deckard whiskey glasses, which is kind of cool. Yep.
Yeah. From CB, the Italian crystal company. I have my own set. Not from the film, but from CB.
Doubt, yep. And this gets us to I don't know. This to me in a way was one of the real highlights for me of this catalog.
This Jeff Hutchins collection. So he was a one movie collector who passed away, I think, in 2016, and his family has been sort of managing and promoting his collection, trying to figure out what to do with it. And I think they entertain the idea of putting it on public display and all that. And I think it's done its rounds. And I think they decided the best way to sort of honor, Jeff and then share what his love back with the fans was to, put it up put it up for public auction. So his entire Blade Runner collection has come to auction here. I got to preview it back in August, I think. Prop Store London hosted.
Yeah, they started putting whatever that event was. There were pictures online, which obviously were just incredible to pore over.
This little screening out here in Watford, just outside of London, and got to meet Jeff's son, who talked about his dad and his collection, and then to just walk around and just get to ogle his collection for about an hour before the screening started. And the movie's still pretty good. Breaking news, and it's incredible. And I think we start here with two of probably the best lots in the auction.
Can I ask one quick question? Sorry, really quickly, because I was just curious, just to kind of know where things are heading in general. When you talk to the son of a guy that obsessively collected props, in this case from one movie, but was an obsessive prop collector and obviously valued these props tremendously and whatever, and obviously spent a lot of time going after them and spending the family's money on them, whatever. How does the son feel about the father?
I mean, he was, very, very warmly remembered, I would say, him and the collection.
Good to know.
And I think Blade Runner also means a lot to him. And you can see that there was maybe it happened kind of, later in their relationship as, father and son, but you can see there was a real camaraderie built up around this stuff, and right. Something certainly that other prop collectors could aspire to.
I will take that. So that sounds good to me. Sorry, continue, please.
Yes, I was just saying the 75 and 76 are two of the premier lots, I would say. The first one is Charles Node's personal costume Bible and continuity script. It's just amazing. So this was the other thing I was teasing, that I think Taschen should just
and I agree,
scan and just make a book of this thing and just release it, kind of as a sort of like Giger's Alien Diaries, and they just scanned his personal diaries about making Alien, just make a book out of it. It's everything. It's all the continuity Polaroids. It's a bunch of candid shots of the cast. You see all the costumes and their various levels of wear and distress. It's glorious. I mean, it's a beautiful historical archive of Blade Runner all in one kind of go.
I will make the following argument. I have no idea. I think I know a little bit of the legality. I honestly couldn't tell you what collectors think, but this piece is incredible. I don't, even under the best of circumstances, I'm just not sure this is where I'll spend my money, even though I think it's fabulous. You know what I mean? Although, if it was a little more heavy on the design side, if it was Charles Nodes' designs as opposed to the continuity, I would definitely, I think, be a player. But I think this is fabulous unto itself. I want to be really clear. I think this is fucking incredible. I would kill to look at it. I would kill to have a copy of it, et cetera, et cetera. We're sitting here and we're saying, wouldn't it be great if, like Taschen came in? And I'm guessing if in Taschen's mind, there'd be like, well, how many of these are we really going to sell? I wonder if there is a world, and I don't know what the buyer would think, but I wonder if there's a world where when Prop Store or Heritage or Julian's or whoever gets one of these things like this, that you could have a small publishing arm. And for lack of a better word, because look, it's obviously they've scanned the book. It wouldn't be too many steps away to just privately bind these things and make, even if you made 50 copies, even if you made 26
like
copies
a fair use,
or something like that. I feel like as long as you're not like mass distributing, you can do limited edition things like this where you're not using Blade Runner, you're not calling it Blade Runner. I'm just simply saying it's part of the explanation, but not necessarily the title. It's not in stores. I mean, if someone said to me, hey, would you spend $1,000 for a 1 of 50 of like a copy of this in a nice, bound cover, and even if the money could go to the Hutchins family, it could be, I don't care where the money goes. Do you know what I mean? I would buy this in a second. And by the way, I would buy other things too, like it. When the Malo collection sold, some of these various other production binders and whatnot. I guess I would love to be able to look through them myself at my, and have them on my shelf, even in a repro form. And I just wonder if there's a market for that, or how people would feel. And if you were the bidder and you were buying this thing, would that affect you? Would you not want it because other people could see? I don't know. I'm not sure what the bidder would think. But anyway, I wonder if there is a revenue side to this kind of a thing. I don't know. It's just something I think about.
Yeah, I wonder what the sort of legal holdups would be, and just the desire and all that. But yeah, again, certainly two buyers.
Make 26 of them. Don't make 50. I mean, I don't know. I'm not. Again, I'm not talking about mass produced and like trying to print 1 million copies of a book. I am just talking about like a private supply. I just don't think it's that hard, but obviously desire, want, and whatnot. But anyway, just fabulous. And 76, Zora's costume, just incredible.
Glorious. Yeah.
With all the damage for the plate glass and everything.
And the bullet hits and the blood, and it's great. So just kind of moving through this and calling out some highlights as we go. 77 and 78 director's chairs, Rutger Hauer and Harrison Ford, which are very cool. I laughed at these. I mentioned this in the prop store videos, but in a film that's entirely about rain, they made leather director's chairs, which just made me laugh.
Does it say Blade Runner on the back, or are they just blank on the back? Like, do you remember? I mean, they must not, because they don't show it, so it must just be a blank back.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think I was so wrapped up in staring at Harrison Ford's chair that I didn't look.
Where does this clapper fit in your world? I mean, I think that's a highlight.
I mean, it's great, and somebody should get it. Again, I have one, and
you have one. Okay, there you go. I don't remember what you have.
I have the B camera clapper from. I have the B camera clapper, and it's blue instead of red, but made the same way. And mine matches to Dangerous Days, the making of movie. So I'm just very happy with that.
So you're good. You're done. Perfect.
Don't feel the need to upgrade. There's a lot 83, the light up fluorescent street umbrella. Those are very cool. And again, if you're a Blade Runner fan who just wants something representative of the movie that just says Blade Runner without spending, 50 to 100,000 pounds, like that's a great thing to have.
And I like this display, by the way.
Yes, and it's made to power it, and all that. And it just, there you go, Blade Runner in one shot.
I would argue, sorry, really quickly, I would argue you get the umbrella and then a second thing like the clapper or something, and almost put the clapper lit up by the umbrella. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that that would be an incredible display. Sorry, continue on. Yeah.
Or a piece of art, or whatever. Yep. Yeah, it's very cool. Eldon Terrell's glasses. These are they didn't quite match, but they're clearly bespoke. So they think it was a prototype that was made in the sort of refining as they went. But those kind of octagonal glasses. It's too bad they're not the ones you see on screen, because I think that would be a huge deal.
Were these? This must have been something we saw these in auction a few years ago. So he must have been buying,
unless they were the actual
till the end. No,
used
I thought
one.
Yeah, I don't know. He must have been just buying right up to the end.
Yeah,
so
it's entirely possible.
I loved 87. I don't mean to be skipping over the stunt gun, but it has the different grips on it, which made it a little less interesting to me. Also, I have one, but I love the VFX storyboards and the hand drawn Ridley Grahams. I mean, I think that's just pretty incredible. Again, something I'd love a copy of. I don't know if I'll be bidding on, but I would fucking love it. It's just really cool. Yeah.
Yes, love them. And then this is very cool, the blimp shot matte photograph, lot 88. So it's a photograph that made into a matte painting, so you can see the blimp fly over the Bradbury building. It's kind of great.
This is this is a hell of a collection in the middle of this catalog. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hell of a collection. There's more stuff in days 3 and 4, sort of storyboards and all sorts of little, anything, any Blade Runner fan of any level can find something in the Jeff Hutchins collection. And that's why
just fast forward, that'll be fabulous. Like hour 6 roughly of this podcast. So just jump forward.
Move along.
Boardwalk Empire, it's a cool prop. I always like that head. Couple of Braveheart things.
Your favorite?
Yep, my favorite. Breakfast at Tiffany's script from Marvin Page. That's kind of cool. Just
that's
period.
You don't see anything from Breakfast at Tiffany's. It's very cool.
The Bruce Lee section that has become
the Bruce Lee
another,
section, as Bruce Lee collectors just trade amongst themselves at auction.
Right. Although none of the drawings of the karate this time, or karate,
yes, well,
or whatever.
He got them all the last time.
So there you go. I'm moving forward. I appreciate 97. Kevin Costner's Crash Davis,
I love Bull Durham.
bomber jacket from Bull Durham. It's not exactly a baseball prop, I guess, which is what I would think about. But hey, that's okay.
It's on the poster.
Cool. Yep, it's on the poster. No, absolutely. Kevin too. I'm okay with that. A bunch of Captain Scarlet. I don't know if that's required viewing for you in the UK now.
I didn't even know what it was until I got this catalog. But Derek Meddings, famous sort of special effects, kind of visual effects, early pre-digital visual effects legend, worked on Batman 89. That's why I know the name.
Very cool. Charlie Chaplin Kane. Oh, where are you?
Captain
Sorry,
Scarlet. Yeah,
more Scarlet.
100 is more
Chronicles of Riddick. I'm going to jump to 105. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, this is great.
This is fantastic. Yeah, Malcolm.
And this is something I sadly didn't get to see when. When it wasn't up in the main room, and I would just forgotten about it, and then I saw the catalog, and I was like, I would have loved to see it. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah, Dave. I'm
not gonna lie. I would have loved to see you wearing it. I would have really loved to see you just kind
doing the full sort of Clockwork speak.
No, I'm thinking you put it on, and then you go to Silence of the Lambs, and you do kind of an "I'd fuck me" kind of thing, kind of mix and match. Yeah, but
that's good. That's good. Yeah. Really bring in the YouTube audience, Dave. Yeah. Yeah, really thrill HBO too.
I think this is just incredible. The purple coat from Clockwork Orange, just fabulous. And to even see something,
and it's screen matched too.
Screen matched. Just a gorgeous, just part of that strange vision that Kubrick had for this movie, and just fabulous.
I still find this movie deeply unsettling. I mean, I've come to be able to appreciate it more, but like, it's not one I'm able to go back and like revisit a lot, it's a hell of a work of art. And there you go. Malcolm McDowell's screen matched costume from it. This is actually cool. 106. It's a 35 millimeter outtakes reel from Clockwork, which you would think Kubrick would have burned.
I was about to say, the really cool thing is every time you watch this, you'll be able to hear Kubrick die again,
screaming, and in beyond the grave. Agony. Yeah. The reason his soul has not been able to achieve peace is because this one outtakes reel is still out there.
Right. Well, and also AI, the movie AI, but but you can hear him. Yeah.
Also fair. And Bitter 7101 winning his Supposed to Have Been Destroyed.
Yes.
2001 spacesuit costume.
I think he was sort of happy that Peter Jackson got that. I think he respects
not me.
Yeah.
He was completely pleased that Peter Jackson got it, and then not me, because it's unlikely that anyone will ever see it again.
He honestly didn't even know you were bidding. Honestly, I mean, don't take. It's not. He likes you fine. He had no idea. That's how.
No, I was talking about Kubrick. I was suggesting that Kubrick
but Kubrick also.
Kubrick didn't even.
It was
over
so quickly. He just thought Peter Jackson just won it flat out.
My unimpressive bidding was over so fast.
He was just like, "Oh, did someone bid? Oh, okay. Anyway, good on you, Peter."
Well done.
107, Close Encounters, alien creature display. Very weird and cool. I don't know what else to say.
These guys are just weird, but it's from that movie we like. Moving along here.
Yep, please. Let's move. Die Hard Gun. Well, we've got to stop at 116. That's where I'm going to stop. I know we've seen this before.
Yep.
But this is the stop motion Vermithrax.
Pejorative. What a great name.
Flying dragon miniature prop. It has seen better days, but it is still fucking great. And I believe we've seen it before, and I believe the estimate has come down, I believe.
Yes.
And I think that is rightfully so, but it is just pretty incredible. I don't know. It is. They just did a 4K release of Dragon Slayer, and they just really did it right. It's gorgeous, and this is incredible. And there's just not a lot from this movie out there. Am I allowed to say? There just isn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think this is incredible. I think this is priced a little more correctly now. And I don't know. I think this is an opportunity. The Phil Tippett, the artistry of it. I don't know. Just an incredible piece. I love the movie, but I also think it's an incredible piece of special effects history. I don't know.
Agreed.
To me, this is an Academy piece. There should be an Academy piece, because of it's so important in the overall just development of special effects. I think.
Yeah, in the history of dragons on film,
Yeah.
for lack of a better,
Yep.
I mean, this was a huge influence on George. Vermithor in
he's named after, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Fire and Blood lore in the Targaryen lore is named after Vermithrax. I mean, that's it's pretty hard to separate the existence of the two. So it's a big deal.
That is, yeah. Just I don't know. I'm just staring at it. It's pretty just darn cool.
Yeah.
Some Judge Dredd stuff. A
Modern
Dumbo,
Judge Dredd, yeah.
headpiece from
E.T. Adventure.
Yep.
It's from the theme park.
Another Edge of Tomorrow stunt sword, which is now I'm starting to get nervous.
Yeah.
The sheer number of these that are showing
Angel
up.
of Verdun.
That's my own. I'm not sure what else I can say. I mean, obviously it makes sense that there's more than one, but I would like to not see as many of these in auction as an owner of one. I'm just going to say
fair.
that. Yeah. Take it as you will. Edward Scissorhands shirt, Event Horizon. I'm just kind of cruising along here. You stop me when there's something that interests you. This, by the way, I'm just jumping to this for no good reason, which is Lot 130. I always love the way these Panerai watches look. I have no connection to the Expendables, but I think that's a pretty good price on just a high-end watch, separate from it being a prop.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing that out.
I was going to say maybe you're better off getting one that's not associated with the Expendables, possibly.
You don't have to tell people. I think that just tell your watch collector
I think they'll know.
buddies.
I think they can just.
You think they would know? It's kind of got a stench, a little smell to it.
It'll have an aura to it. Yeah.
I don't think it's a great looking watch. That's all I'm saying. Great looking watch.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
I
don't know why 132 to see a 1971 Fiddler on the Roof production clapper. It's
pretty great.
That's just cool.
I think we know at least one person that will be betting on that tape.
Yeah. Very cool. That's all I can say. Cool.
It's great. Yeah. It's great. 1971, and Norman Jewison's name right on the clapper. So, I mean great piece of cinema history. There you
go. Fifth Element, full police uniform. Those are always wonderfully weird and nice. Which I love. Some Forrest Gump stuff.
Forrest Gump plots. Yeah.
Our good friend.
Trainers.
Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, just running through it. Lots.
Our good friend Mario Kerner is selling. I guess. Boy,
I think this is the end of the collection.
Is this it for him? Okay.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, Mario can please correct us, Mario. And he actually messaged me sort of sheepishly this week and said, "Hey, tapping the mic, are you guys gonna still do the?" And I assured him that we would be doing it. And talking about his collection. But yeah, I think in my memory of it, it was sort of in 3 tranches, and I think this is the last one.
As I've been made very clear, I have no idea what any of these things are, but I really like the look of 138. I'm just saying, because the way the hockey mask is torn apart, I just love the way that looks.
This is very cool.
I don't know if
Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday.
Okay, so
which was ironically halfway through the franchise.
I was going to say the third one. Yeah, exactly. Based on the estimate, it seems like this is as important as it looks, so that's all I know what to say. But I think it's incredibly spooky looking prop. Is all I can say about it.
It's horrifying to look at. And we also love Mario and his equally horrifying laptop and internet connection. So we'll always have that together.
I'm beginning to think it's not so much Mario's fault and just the entire European continent's fault.
Mainland Europe has much better internet. The UK is a thing unto itself. I think that was I think that was uniquely a laptop situation. But hopefully, now that he's sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of horror props, he can buy himself a brand spanking new laptop. We'll have to follow up. We'll have him on to not talk about his collection.
We're not having him on unless he can prove he purchased a new laptop.
Correct.
Some sort of a new cable modem of some sort. Yeah.
Correct.
We need proof of life. I don't know what 141 is. It looks like a futuristic one of these things.
Yeah, Jason X. Because that's when they go into the future. This is also Scream Match. I mean, just
so you've seen these movies. You've actually seen all these.
No,
films.
I just know of them. And I also remember from, I think, talking to Mario, because he sort of walked us through all these. But I just again, I don't know these movies. I respect the hell out of them. I just mostly respect Mario's collection,
the commitment,
the work that he put into this, and the way that he again made sort of museum treatment of horror props, and his research and the curation of it, and the fact that everything in here is screen matched, and he's taken the time to do all that. I respect. I mean, just I tip my hockey mask to you, sir. Well done. And the fact that this now can be shared with and enjoyed by an entirely new generation of creepy horror fans just delights me, and I think this is great. It
is incredible. There's not a movie I can name that I could think of that I would be able to do this to or with. This level of every variation of bloody machete. Yeah, exactly. Of just I don't know. It's just again, kudos Mario. Whether this is the end or whether it keeps going for 10 more auctions, this is great. But I think it's the end. So this is your chance to grab. If you've been waiting, wait no longer, I guess is what I would say.
Very good.
Yeah. It's gonna.
And this is a 145 is another screen match machete. So you have screen match masks, shirts, machetes. I mean, just awesome. If you're into Friday the 13th, and you haven't stepped in yet, what are you doing? This is it. This is your shot. Go get it. Here's some interesting stuff, Dave.
Yeah, this was exciting. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of this, so this is kind of cool.
Yeah, so 147 through 149, bunch of original Game of Thrones OG series. So Arya's needle sword, which I imagine that's going to get multiples of that estimate. It's in at 5,000 to 10,000 pounds. I mean, I think that will probably.
These are crazy reasonable estimates on all of these things, actually.
And Grey Worm's helmet, key classic character in the series, a Stark shield, which isn't ascribed to anybody, but it's got the dire wolf on it.
But come on, it's got the wolf on it. I mean, that would just be gorgeous on the wall. I mean, unto itself. It's pretty fantastic. This is just neat to see. Yeah.
Very cool.
It's fun to see.
Very, very cool.
I love 150. It's Bill the Butcher's hat from Gangs in New York.
Beautiful.
It's been interesting. Scorsese's making the rounds for Killers of the Flower Moon, and he's sort of finally talking about his unhappiness making that movie and Harvey Weinstein and all of that stuff. And, it's kind of a mess, but my God, Daniel Day-Lewis in that movie and that hat. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Glorious, and the glass
just
on.
Fabulous, yeah. And then followed by his waistcoat and knife, 151. So there's your instant Bill the Butcher collection. I highly recommend. Temple of Gozer door miniature model from Ghostbusters
1.
That's
which is
pretty
really
damn cool. It's not that miniature. Looks like it's 25 by 21 inches, so that's not too miniature. Pretty cool looking. Ghostbusters 2 Statue of Liberty model. I could do without that. And then this looks like, is this V3 light up pack and wand from Ghostbusters 2016. So this is Lady Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah,
a couple more of those.
Movie.
Yep. I'm jumping to 156.
And if you need to be rescued from that, life preserver.
Bravo. Yeah.
Ring.
SS Minnow. Alan Hale, who played the skipper. His desk nameplate and an SS Minnow.
That's hilarious.
From the Hale family. I mean, that's pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking great.
And if we've proved anything, it's that 60s television still running strong. Yeah. So this might find
I don't know, Gilligan's Island. I mean, the original really put the sit in sitcom as far as I'm concerned. That's a hell of a situation.
That's a hell of a situation. Yeah.
Anyway, that's really, really cool. As is 157.
Yeah, these are glorious.
Yeah.
I covered both 57 and 157, 158 live there. You'll see us go pour all over it, but it's Maximus's arena armor from Gladiator, followed by Commodus's screen matched arena costume.
Oh wow!
So this is actually the duo. It's like having like a Vader and Luke costume from the end of Jedi. You know, it's like the bad guy and the good guy.
This is what they wear in the final confrontation,
in the boss
end.
fight.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah, and it's awesome. Ironically, Maximus isn't screen matched, but as Tim was specific about it. He's like, it's not one of those situations where it doesn't screen match and there's something is up, something's not quite right, is a prototype. And he's like, this was used on camera. There's just not enough information, ironically, to find the thing that definitively says, yes, that's the one right there. And they know there were multiples because it's a fight that was probably shot over weeks and weeks and all that. Whereas the Commodus has, because of the cracks and the wear and the way that the thing was painted, I think is easier to tell.
So there's something where they're able to go, that's that right
yeah,
there.
Whereas the Maximus, it's like clearly that one's in the film, and maybe a future sort of, you know, rediscovery, you know, higher K, you know, release will reveal it, but not, you know, not revealed yet. So I thought that was a good qualification because the number is.
By the way, where are we going with K? Do we need more than 4K? Are we headed to 10K?
There will be 8K.
8K, okay.
But
so we're doubling.
But it's kind of pointless because. At least for film. I mean, you know, sports and things like that, sure. And, you know, nature documentaries, great and all that. But film, 35 millimeter film only blows up to about 5K. So we're only missing a bit of detail from a perfectly digitized frame of 35 millimeter film. Something like Lawrence of Arabia, which was shot in 70, that can go to 8K. And actually the Lawrence of Arabia 4K release is based on an 8K scan, I believe. So there actually is
a much higher
they
just haven't been able to release it.
But the amount of movies would be like this, you know, Oppenheimer. You could do an 8K release.
I hear everything you're saying. When 8K comes out, I'm throwing out my entire collection and rebuying everything. So
you should just push your TV right out the window and start again.
Just every Blu-ray just gone.
In your bid of being a more responsible Dave Mandel, as we've been discussing.
These are incredible. I don't know what else to say.
Great.
These are
they're great, and they're great in person, and they're already really well displayed. So kind of just, you know, Gladiator guy, just buy them both. You know, stick them up in your display room.
Just go together.
And
I hope they stay together for what it's worth. I mean,
too.
Obviously, we have no way of knowing, but I hope.
Me too. And whoever bought that, you know, bought the arena helmet from back a couple auctions ago, like, you know, you should be getting these, you know, just put it all together. It's badass. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, completely agree. I like the wolf necklace as well. I'm just saying that as well. 159. And then I love 161, the Alec Baldwin brass balls from Glengarry Glen Ross. I mean, it's, you know, one of the all-time great scenes. They've got his watch as well, but you don't remember the watch quite as much as the brass balls.
Yes, I think so.
And then these are fun. I think we've seen both of these before, but so what? Who cares? This is Vito Corleone's coat from The Godfather, and then De Niro's suit from Godfather Part 2, both with labels. I think the De Niro is screen matched. I guess I'm not sure if the Brando is or isn't, but I don't think there's. Let's see, it doesn't say, but that's the coat, and pretty great. I don't know what else to say. It just Vito's coat, young Vito's suit. The end. Yeah.
That should go home with somebody. That's awesome.
Harryhausen drawing from Sinbad. We've seen a bunch of these, but this is a nice one. You know, you got I don't know if it's a Cyclops, but you got like a big centaur on it. I guess he's a Cyclopean centaur. So there you go.
And a Neanderthal man.
Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah.
This was really cool. 166.
This blew me away.
Yeah. I don't know if you got to see this in person.
I did. And we went over it, and you see the details in the video, but Angel Eyes, basically the bad's hat from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Lee Van Cleef's hat. There's a great story behind it. It was gifted to this family while he was filming in Spain. and stayed with the family, ate with them, signed a bunch of photos. There's photos of the family like with the kid wearing the hat.
Yeah, the little kid wearing the hat is just the best. Yeah,
while he's making the movie. I mean, it's not screen match, but it's a black hat. It's literally he is the black hat, cowboy in the Western. There's just not enough stuff there to match to.
Right.
It's all right. I mean, Tim Law is a huge Clint Eastwood fan, went over it with a fine tooth comb looking for the match. And he's like, it's all right. It's all correct. There's nothing to even sniff at on there. It's just, it's a black hat. What are you matching? That's the problem. So, but I mean, God, I mean, just, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I just love that this existed. And I love the, again, when we talked about, obviously screen match would be the dream, but the stuff that comes with this in lieu of the screen match, you know what I mean? The pictures of the family and whatnot, and the story is just perfect, and is a hell of a pillar to support this thing. I just think it's
awesome.
And just that it exists, that it made it, that it's still here with us. I mean, what are you going to get from this movie if you're not getting that? Yeah,
nothing.
Exactly.
And it's a one and done. That's awesome.
A couple of Goodfellas pieces. I love
we've seen before, but
I like the retractable knife though, so I just do.
What do you call it? The fucking hoof,
the
foot.
Yeah.
That was all improv. I just love it with
Scorsese's mom. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. We've got a Gizmo animatronic puppet from the new batch.
Really neat. This was in great shape. Yeah, I saw this. I saw this in the display case. It was very cool. The Gremlin was not there, but that's also neat.
Mike Myers stuff. First edition Harry Potter.
Yep.
A couple other Harry Potter things. We've got a Hellboy costume and gun. We've seen some of this before, but all still, nice.
Yeah, neat display. Yeah. And that's from the original. It's all kind of all there in one with the Hand of Doom and all that.
Your Hercules costume, 188.
I have to think about this one. I mean, I really do.
Do you really? I was kidding. Because
it's all right there. I mean, I'm really against spending any money on a movie that tortured me, but it's all right there. And like,
think of it this way. Let's say it sells for, let's say it goes for the low estimate of 5,000. Okay. So 5,000 pounds. So that's what, like 7,000 US ish kind of. So 7,000 US. So what do you call it? About 8 or 9 with the VIG? We'll call it like 9,000 all in. And then what was your last residual check for Hercules for? $134, $135?
No, Dave, I actually still got pretty good residuals.
Do you really on Hercules?
Yeah, from Hercules.
Good on you, The Rock.
I think it's The Rock.
It plays internationally.
International, and I think people still buy it on, digital stores and whatever.
Dear
but
Lord. Good for
it's
you.
become pretty evergreen, like just in terms of like it's never gone down. It like hit a certain number and it never went down. I'm not retiring off.
You know what has gone down? The Dictator. You know what has gone down? Eurotrip. You know what has gone down? The Cat in the Hat. Anyway, continue, please.
Very good. I'd love to compare notes. No. Hercules and Rampage, which I own a much smaller percentage of the writing residual on, still doing very, very well. I think when you consider that. I haven't touched either one of these things for many years. I mean, Hercules, it's been literally 10 years since I even lifted the pen on it. So more than that,
you
probably.
Should just grab it and just get it and be done with it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. I will say if I like my residuals check this quarter, I will bid on this costume.
Okay,
How about
fair
that?
enough. That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
Okay.
I love 189. I know we've talked about Highlander before. We've seen swords and various things from the Highlander before. I do. I love this. Ramirez, you Spanish peacock. I do love it.
Yeah, the Scotsman playing the Spaniard, the Frenchman playing the Scotsman. It's the perfect film.
Just full on nonsense, and I love every second of it. Let's see.
Topper Harley's
that's
Screen
fun
Match
with the
Bow and
chicken.
Headband.
Yep, exactly.
Which I love that film. I loved You in Wall Street. Just so great. You must be joking. No, if I was joking, I would say a horse walks into the bar and the bartender says, "Why the long face?"
You know that movie really well.
I do. I watched it a million times.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny. So was that your airplane, so to speak?
Completely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. That movie, Hot Shots 1 and 2, came out all around the same time as like Ace Ventura and like Robin Hood Men in Tights with Carrie Ellis, the Mel Brooks
Carrie
thing.
Ellis, yep.
It was like, it was the foundation of like my humor brain, and just ran them into the ground watching them again and again. Just love all of those.
I remember really liking the first Hot Shots. I feel like less so the second, but I remember really liking the first one.
Probably
in particular.
fair.
Yeah. And I think I told you this, Ryan, but I'll tell our listeners anyway. Speaking of Airplane, there is a wonderful new book written by Zucker, Abrams, and Zucker, and a fourth guy who helped them, whose name I never remember, about the making of Airplane. It's kind of an oral history of sorts, and it's just really enjoyable, sort of their journey from Wisconsin to L.A., and the Kentucky Fried Theater and that movie, and then their writing of Airplane and their desire to direct it, which of course nobody wanted them to do, and also them as a 3-man team and getting the permission to be a 3-man team, which Schaefer Berg and I were not able to get. And we actually got to hear from David Zucker their story about how they got it, which is just great. At one point or another, I think Abrams legally changed his name, so his first name became Zucker, and his middle name was And, so that his name, like he was going to legally change his name to Zucker and Abrams or something like that, so that they would be able to get the credit before they were actually able to get the credit. The book is really enjoyable, the perfect comedy. So anyway, if anyone's interested in making ofs, that's a pretty darn good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, really, really enjoyable. Oddly, sorry that I'm making this book corner. I just read this other book that you might get a kick out of. You will read it in about 4 seconds. It's called Season of the Gods by Robert Mattson. Okay. And it is a fictionalized
making this down in our group chat.
Okay. Here. It is a fictionalized making of Casablanca, where the main character, it's all the people in the movie, I guess, for lack of a better word, all the actors and stuff. So there's no made up people, but it's a fictionalized account based on, I guess, all the making of stuff. And it's very, very enjoyable. And the main character, so to speak, was this female story editor, Irene, I'll think of her last name in a minute, who found the unproduced play, Everyone Comes to Rick's, and it's all about the making of. And like I said, it's a fictionalized account based on, various, I think real accounts. And it's very quick to read and easy. And it's just because it's the making of Casablanca, but not a traditional making of book. It was very enjoyable. Sorry. Book corner is now over.
Okay,
I
great.
did enjoy it.
Nice. All right. I wrote it down. Good.
Hunger Games, always nice. Not for me. An I Dream of Jeannie season 1 bottle,
which was gorgeous. I saw that in person. Again,
really, really
television.
Nice. Fascinating to see this and the SS Minnow in one auction. And a cell from the I Dream of Jeannie opening, which I have to assume is also owned by the bottle opener, by the bottle owner, because it features the bottle. Yeah.
Big coincidence.
A couple Independence Days. I'm jumping to 201. Is that okay? Can we just jump to 201?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, this is fucking great. It's a Raiders shirt. It's screen matches.
Harrison's name is in it.
It's
Western
everything
costume.
You want. It's a big price. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's a big aggressive price. I mean, I just think all respect to the lot. I think it's a big reach. This thing has been available for a long time, and not throwing any shade. It's a known thing that's been available for a long time that did not sell at a price that it was available at. And I mean, fair play to the buyer. Get your money, put it in the auction. Somebody might bid on this. I mean, it's a matched Harrison shirt.
It is a matched Harrison shirt from Raiders. I mean, again, I don't know what else to say.
But when you start doing the math of doing even one bid at 150,000 pounds and what that translates into with dollars after the VIG, I mean, to me, you're in jacket world, at least as it was a couple of years ago. I don't know now, but
I have always
and I struggle
wanted,
because I would love, you know, for me, even though it's a Raiders shirt and I have a Last Crusade hat, you could do the shirt and hat as
I'm of the same mind. I would have no problem putting this with my Last Crusade hat and jacket.
Yeah.
It would bring it all together. It's not needed, but it would not be a bad thing. I mean, I don't know what to say, but the price is a non-starter for me. So yeah, I don't know.
And it's, I mean, I saw it in person. I love it. And it's sort of like oddly sort of asymmetrical. Like the pockets don't quite line up in a great way. It's just of like a handmade bespoke thing that was done, you know, in the US to be shipped over to this low budget film being made in the UK. And look, it's glorious. It's glorious. We're not at all
all hell the shirt.
The shirt,
you know,
it's
the
just,
price,
but and then it'll get a bid, and then we're the idiots.
I mean, one bid, and we're the idiots,
please,
and we never
write in and mock us,
and we never see it again, right? We never see it again, and
when
that's
it does
that.
sell,
so yeah, exactly.
But I will say, if it does not sell, I will be having at least a conversation. So there you go.
I'll be curious if it doesn't sell in auction, if that convinces the owners to finally sell it at a lower number, and obviously whatever that number would be, because again, they've had it. We leave it at that. They've had it. 202.
Bullwhip from Temple of Doom with a letter from Harrison saying this was used by me as Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. Harrison Ford, January 28th, 2005. Fucking great.
Pretty
big
wonderful
number, but I think fairer, at least for Whip and with the Harrison letter. And
I'll just simply say, I guess I'd rather spend 200,000 on this Whip with this letter than 200,000 on the shirt. Sorry, it's just me. I would do that in a second.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, especially if you don't have anything else.
If I didn't have a Raiders piece at all, I would rather have a Whip than the shirt too.
I agree.
Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Just
I mean, to me, it's like the shirt quandary is because I have the hat and I could make a character out of it.
Sure, I understand.
And I've sort of given up the ghost that I will ever own a jacket.
I disagree. I think you're wrong there. I think a jacket will come. It will be a while. It may be a while. Obviously, it may not be a Raiders jacket, but it certainly may be
I don't need it to
one
be.
of the other movies. Or one of the three movies, I should say.
One of the three movies, yes.
And I don't have a perfect answer as to what and when, but I believe it will happen. And I guess I would say, I don't know. I guess I'll say to you, I would hold my, I would hold my fire and wait for the jacket.
Keep
I think
my powder dry.
In the grand scheme, I think in the grand scheme of things, you would rather have a jacket than a shirt. But that's my guess. But
yeah,
or both.
Yeah, for
I guess
sure.
I don't mind both. Yeah,
or both. Right.
Yeah. Shankara Stone. This is a healthy number. Does this mean we think it's? Oh, this is a used version.
I guess they think it. Yeah, I mean they're saying
from the Prop
is,
Master from Barry Wilkinson. Well, that's pretty damn cool. Yeah,
that's great. That's actually very cool.
That's very, very cool. What else we got here?
Stunt Webley.
Stunt Webley from Last Crusade.
A Nazi car, Dave, possibly to go with your monkey radiator Nazi ornaments.
This is the best of all worlds because it's a Nazi car and it's from the Dial of Destiny.
Dial of Destiny. Just
moving along.
Oh, to the next Nazi lot. We must be an N.
Glorious
for Nazi.
Bastards. A lot of Nazis. Yeah. I'm just gonna jump on to 209 because Ursula Andress bathrobe from Dr. No is just kind of wonderful.
It is. I saw this too.
As a healthy price, but it is pretty wonderful. I mean, Dr. No, first James Bond movie. I'm not sure, Honey Child Rider. I don't know what else you can say, but it is incredible. I'm going to stop at 210. This is I think this is my favorite lot in the entire auction. This is a Robert McGuinness hand-painted poster artwork for Thunderball. That image, him and the gals, was used in a lot of different places besides the poster that they are depicting there.
In the wetsuit with the spear gun and the cocktail. It's
the
like
cocktail, the arms crossed, the legs crossed jauntily, and the just perfect McGuinness women behind him. It is James Bond in a nutshell. It is everything that is great about Robert McGuinness. It is Thunderball. I just think I don't know. This to me is the best thing in the entire auction. Personally, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It is. I don't know. It is incredible. If you don't know Robert McGinnis, do a search. Check out his artwork. Movie poster and paperback artist of all sorts of wonderful sort of
Yes, very famous,
tough talking detective guys in the 60s and 70s
and that particular era
yeah.
too. It's like it's all him. Yeah,
just
really great,
just fabulous. Yeah, big fan. Did you see this in person?
Yes,
was
I
this
did.
there? Oh,
yeah,
as good in person as it looks like it
very
is.
Cool. Yeah, it's very cool. It's unframed. It needs some, great frame love. But I mean, the minute you do, and it's not huge either. So it's like it will fit sort of anywhere there's an art collection. But yeah, is this for you, Dave? Is this a one?
I've got it circled. We're talking about things that we thought were a little overpriced. I am fearful that this is underpriced. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I don't know
Especially
what that means for me in general, but also obviously in my exciting new realities. But I do love it, and I leave it at that. I do love it. Yeah.
That's very special. Yeah.
There's a bunch of other fun James Bond stuff. I mean, obviously you pick and choose what you like here. There's a Timothy
M's
Dalton
phone.
Stunt Wembley, M's phone from his desk, Spy Who Loved Me, sketch designs from Ken Adams. That really great Ken Adams book just came out from Toshin. We were talking about Toshin, and that's a great book of movie production art and stuff. So
yeah.
That's a good point. I wonder if it is. And if it isn't, you can give it to them for volume 2. Pierce Brosnan, the Ericsson, the thing he uses to drive the car.
And that
I don't. Yeah,
very memorable scene. Yeah,
very enjoyable.
And then I love this. The 217, the poker table from Casino Royale, which is like, how did that live on? That's great. That's going to be the fixture of somebody's like.
Yes, I feel like someone's
room.
Poker room. Exactly.
Yes. Maybe Kelvin Mao will buy this one.
I know Kelvin Mao should buy it. If dare I say, he should buy it. You can't have a James Bond section, of course, without the casino chips from Montenegro. They continue to exist. Spectre ring and keys.
I like that.
It looks like. Yep,
Dave
very
Bautista.
cool.
Yeah.
A Daniel
stunt
Craig,
sniper rifle from Skyfall, which is cool.
yeah, very nice.
Just because that was memorable
No
design.
Time to Die. Is No Time to Die the last one? Is that the final one?
I've lost No Time to Die is the final one. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And Dave, if I might do a little bit of Hollywood douchebaggery on this podcast, I am presently in with James Bond's tailor to make me a suit to go to the Emmys in
very nice
in January. So
can I offer one piece of advice?
Yes.
Not as tailored as Daniel Craig wears his stuff.
Yes.
Not you. You are a handsome man, but I guess no man should be quite as contoured as.
Yes,
his
tuxedos. And I'm a writer, Dave, so I need a little bit of room in the seat, Yes, but Gianni Tamim, who is the designer on Skyfall and Spectre, was our season 1 costume designer on the show. We're very good friends. She kind of got stuck on an Alfonso Cuarón project. She's worked with Alfonso since Azkaban, I think.
Oh, wow.
So when he calls, she
goes,
answers, and she went and did it thinking that she could come back, and then it went on and COVID and whatever, and it just didn't line up. So she did not end up coming back, but we've remained friends. And then when we got nominated for the Emmys, she called me and she said, in her French accent, she said, "Ryan, I have a tailor for you. I will give you his number. You go to him. He will take care of you and do everything. Call me." So she sent me to this place in East London. I went and met him. He's lovely. I have no idea what this is going to cost me, but it's not the sort of place where you ask for a pricing guide.
I believe the estimate is $20,000 to $40,000 for your tuxedo. Yes. So look forward to next year's Prop Store auction, which will feature the as worn to the Emmys House of the Dragon tuxedo,
as defeated by Succession.
Yep. Estimate $100 to $200. No, you know what? You get a tuxedo made and you'll wear it for a long time. That's a
Yeah,
good thing.
yeah. And he's making me something that he just said, basically as long as you stay the same size relatively, you'll be able to wear this for 20 years. So great, cool, done.
I think I rented. I did not own a tuxedo, and I rented tuxedos for many, many years. And I feel like I'm trying to remember. I have to double check. I feel like every year we won, I rented, and then when I finally got around to like owning a tuxedo, we lost. That was a great irony to my tuxedo shopping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well,
but I'm kind of cruising
around,
along here a little bit. I'm kind of zooming through Jurassic Park. Tell me to stop somewhere.
Yep.
Karate Kid headband. I always like that.
Yep, we covered that. I like that one.
Cool.
Tim Law's not a Karate Kid fan at all of the franchise, and I was like, I get not being a fan. I get not being a fan of Karate Kid 3, which whatever with the Steven Seagal bad guy and all that, but Karate Kid as a whole, and it's just like I realized it was a very American thing of a guy of a certain age. It's that film. I think.
Oh, that's funny.
But we just had a funny conversation about it. But yes, that thing was very cool, and to me, and I love the head that they have it on there because it's just like that's how you should display it.
Yes,
like just
either that or you build an entire dojo, a replica dojo, and an entire replica Mr. Miyagi, and a full size weird looking replica of Ralph Macchio, and
or
a
just
fake
pay Ralph
costume,
Macchio
and then you just put it on him. So either one, or this, either is good.
Agreed.
In the old, in this case, 80s TV, 234 and 235, the Kit model miniature with a little Michael Knight in there, and the Kit Knight license plate. Big thumbs up. I don't know if there's enough fans to support these numbers, but just great. So I don't know. Really, really wonderful. I like the Labyrinth door knocker puppet, 236. Very enjoyable. And then a couple other Labyrinth pieces, but I think the door knocker is particularly fun. I'm going to skip Lara Croft. I'm going to skip the Last Action Hero knife grenade, although I always did laugh at that little joke. Yep, I laughed at that joke. Some great Last Samurai armor.
Superfan Stefan may be bidding on lot 243.
Yes, I'm sure. That's his favorite, right, Stefan? So good luck. We will not be bidding against you. I'm stopping again. Another TV shout out. These look like later MASH because we've got Mike Farrell and Loretta. Well, the Mike Farrell isn't Trapper John, is BJ Honeycutt, but MASH chairbacks. That's kind of fun. I like 249 in our spacesuit. This is a heck of an auction if you're a spacesuit collector.
For sure.
This is very nice. It's a surface suit. Unfortunately, the helmet, I guess, is a replica, but the suit is incredible.
Suit is not, and it's incredible. And I mean, the price is right for all that. So I think, it looks fantastic.
The suit is gorgeous. And another one of these movies, and again, God bless Ridley Scott, where honestly, if you told me that this would work in outer space, I would believe you. I mean, it just like
very
that
true.
Combination of science and prop making. You know what I mean? Like there's just a legitimacy to the suit that when you're putting them on a special effects inside a special effects environment, because the suit is so legitimate, you just kind of believe the whole movie because it's so grounded just as a costume. Anyway, love it. Little Captain America section. They've got the shield from the first movie. Yep, the USO one, and then a really nice
and
Captain
this was
America.
Great. I held this, and it in the best way. It feels like a replica. It feels like some crazy cosplayer went out and made a real vibranium shield. It's so heavy, and the leather is great, and you can tell like how it was held, and it has signs of sort of use and wear, whatever that wherever that fits in. But I'm not a modern Marvel guy at all, but I was really taken with this shield, and I was like, God damn, this is going to sell for a lot of money.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
No, this entire little area here, the Downey helmet.
God, yes, we covered this as well. Yeah. We Tim and I went in, he lit it up. We took there's little magnetic catches you can see kind of taken apart in the listing that they take apart so it can fit onto his face, and they clip on magnetically. It's so brilliant and kind of low tech the way it works. And I was so charmed by this piece as well. it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. I love the next one too with the damage, although I don't like that it's on a replica shoulder and chest.
Yeah,
I mean,
just lose it.
why?
I mean, just buy this
Yeah.
and sell that.
Yeah, for
sell that on
sale,
the
replica
RPF.
shoulders and chest.
But I
mean,
love
just
the battle
don't-
damage helmet.
The
Yeah.
battle damage helmet is so wonderful and so unique. I do love it, but yeah, I just confused by the display. Sorry, just not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. Let's see, where are we going next? I'm trying to move a little bit. Matrix Resurrections, that probably came out of one of the other auctions, and someone's now put it into this. I noticed. I love the Monster Calls stuff. I just thought it looked great. I just
that
like
head
the
is
way
insane.
That piece looks. Yeah,
it's
big,
the
right?
size,
It's giant, right? Yeah.
My goodness, it's like it's the size of a Range Rover. It's crazy.
Oh, it's that big. Jesus, I did not realize that. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's so big. Yeah, maybe
funny.
maybe a modern Volkswagen Beetle, but it's freaking enormous. But the detail on it is so cool.
It's I like that movie, and I just it's great looking. I did not realize it was that big. I shall be perhaps not bidding, but glad it exists in this world.
Yes.
We've got
263 and 264.
I feel like we always stop on these. These are static ones, which means
we cover
the
them.
lock
Dave,
doesn't
they're
turn.
so gorgeous. They're so
I know. Yeah.
And there's sand still trapped in all in the parts. And the key and everything, and we covered these. They're static, but they display beautifully. They had them on these like low tech little sort of. It was basically just like a acrylic Rubik's cube, like it's something the size of a Rubik's cube that was just clear acrylic, just to like wedge under the back of it, so it was just lifted off the table a little bit, and it was just there. It is. It's perfect. Book of the Dead, Book of the Living.
Does it fit? I mean, if you bought the static book and you bought the key, can you just place it?
Yes, the key was very fragile, so I didn't mess around.
Sure.
But I did the sort of hovering over the hovering over the hole, and you can tell, it's really, really cool, Dave.
That is great. I do like the 267. I know it's static, but I do like the key a lot.
Yep, we played with that too. The map is cool.
Yep.
Yeah, just really cool.
269, My Fair Lady costume design, just cool that it exists. Couple of Night at the Museum pieces, which movies my kids used to love, written by the wonderful Tom Lennon and his partner. Hi, Tom. I don't know if he listens, but hi, Tom. Nightmare Before Christmas, 275. Again, not a horror guy, but obviously look at this. If based on the estimate alone, Freddy Krueger's screen matched hero metal glove, armor, and razor blade fingers with hand drawn schematics from A Nightmare on Elm Street and Nightmare on Elm Street 2. This is pretty wonderful.
There's a video on this. This movie terrifies me. It was the first horror movie I tried to watch as a kid, and it scared the pants out of me. I didn't finish it. Had nightmares, but it's like, this is a very important piece of cinema history. I will just say that. Like,
and the great. Schematic is incredible too. The still that they've chosen in this auction of the clawed hand coming up between her legs in the bathtub is just the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen this movie, and I will never watch this movie.
It's so horrifying, Dave. It's like really upsetting.
I'm scared just even looking at these catalog pages. I will never watch it. This is fucking incredible. Again, I cannot wait for whoever gets this. This is 80s movie history, but fantastic. Just truly wonderful. Good luck. Win it. Don't show it to me. I'm frightened. Scary. Let's keep going. I am stopping at the incredible 278, The Landmarks of London, Paddington 2 pop-up book.
This is very cool.
Is so good, followed by the Paddington hat and the marmalade sandwich. I think these are going to go much higher. Let me say that. That's my guess. I love this movie. Paddington 2. Paddington 1 is fine, but Paddington 2 is so damn good. And I know they've announced Paddington 3, and it sounds like, at least unless they don't want to give it away, that sadly it doesn't sound like Hugh Grant is returning. I really wanted his revenge, but I love this movie. I love these props. I would
my
love to
kids
get
love
something
these movies,
from this.
so
Yeah. I would really like to get something from this. This is cool. 281, Pale Rider,
gun and rig.
Full gun and rig. Yep, exactly. I mean, that's a pretty amazing rarity, obviously from one of the later Eastwood movies, but still.
And I like this one. I like this
Man
movie.
with No Name-ish. I have not watched this in years. Does it hold up? I honestly...
Yeah, there's a bit of like a supernatural thread through it. Hold up, I don't know. I mean, it's not, it's not The Man with No Name, but I think, it's a pretty serious Clint Eastwood Western. It's not Unforgiven, but it's still pretty good.
All right. I'll take that rave. I'm stopping at 284. This was one of the defining visuals from Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth, a movie I quite like. I know it is in the horror genre, but it scares me, but I can sit through it kind of a thing. And I find it quite beautiful. But the eyes on the hand, that is, I don't know. That's one of those things you don't forget after you see that movie. Yes. Good word. Evocative. Very Guillermo. I can only assume he has 6 of these in his own collection, that this is in this auction, or perhaps he'll be reacquiring. I don't know.
I don't know.
He needs this. Yeah.
But, I love 285.
Gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
The screen matched book. From the movie, saying one of 2, and authenticated by Guillermo himself with a doodle. So cool.
I love it. I'm not quite sure I would want somebody drawing in my prop, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it's in there hidden enough.
I mean, I think it's
not
fine
my favorite thing, but okay, fair enough.
So, yeah.
It's his, I guess. You're right. Good point. There definitely, though, was a thing of like, I don't know, I've seen it. Do you remember there was like, I guess it wasn't on the art itself, but like there was that Struzen piece that was like signed by David Prowse, but it was like on an acetate or something. You remember that piece that came up for auction recently?
But it was signed,
I know it was on the acetate, but it seemed like it. I've seen art pieces.
I think it was signed on the glass of the frame.
Oh, okay.
So
I've seen art pieces where like actors have signed art, and it makes me crazy. So anyway,
the famous William Shatner signed. Kirk
yes, and Shatner signed across the center of the Kirk.
Oh.
Holy shit! Yeah, that makes me crazy. Papillon. Interesting to see. Just fabulous to see.
Great. Yeah, great little movie there. Anybody who likes on a prison film kick, which I once went on for research, and I was watching all the prison films of history. Really enjoyed Papillon.
Cillian Murphy, Peaky Blinders cap from season 3.
That'll do
probably
well.
A lot of fans of that. And then we hit Pirates. We got a great Johnny Depp. Which is on Stranger Tides, the second or the third? I've lost track of all of these. What's the first
4,
one?
I think.
Okay. What's the first one called? Black Pearl. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's Black Pearl, and then what's the middle one, and then World's End.
Well, maybe the middle one is Stranger Tides. No? Oh, I guess not.
No, because Stranger Tides is 2011.
All right.
Dead Man's Chest is the middle one. The middle one. Yep.
Oh, there it is.
There's Stranger Tides is 4.
Chest.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a whole bunch of stuff from a whole bunch of these things. I guess I love the first one, the rest whatever, but I guess the costumes are the costumes.
The first one is really special, yeah.
I like Barbarossa. They have a nice Barbarossa costume, so that's pretty neat.
Yep.
Clown doll replica. Oh, that's interesting. So from the original doll maker, if you missed out on the big ticket item, here is a big ticket replica for you. So there you go.
Yeah,
the autograph book is kind of cool from the cast members of
it's $296. Yeah.
Predator 2, Predators. I'm kind of moving here. Prince of Persia. A couple of Pulp Fiction items. That's kind of fun. Just because you don't see it a lot. The Coolidge versus Wilson.
Yes, those are cool.
Thing. Yep, those are fun. This was in an auction a couple of years ago, but it's back. Jake LaMotta boxing shorts from Raging Bull. I mean,
we both talked about buying it and never did.
Yep,
we'll do the same.
I'm not going to do it this time either, but still great. Still equally great. Someone should buy this. This is movie history. I don't know what else to say, but just fabulous. But yeah, I guess I won't be buying it either. Another thing I feel like we've talked about and don't buy, but I'm stopping at 313, 314 for Clouseau's hat and trench coat from Revenge of the Pink Panther. I feel like we've talked about these every time, but again, these are fabulous. I just don't know where they fit into my collection, but I still love them. 315, boy, this will be a Peter Jackson test just because it's so military. The Right Stuff miniature of the Bell X1. I mean, that is gorgeous looking. Glamorous Glennis. That was his wife, right? That was Chuck Yeager's wife or girlfriend at the time, and now wife.
That sounds right. And this is like the record breaker, right? This is like the thing that he hit the,
And
that's very cool.
Yeah, if you ever the Right Stuff movie is wonderful and is actually much funnier than anyone really remembers. The book itself, though, the book is just. Did you ever read the book?
Did not. No.
May I recommend that book to you?
Okay.
It is really,
what's his name?
really
Tom Masters of the Universe guy, right? Yeah, Tom Wolfe. Yeah.
Tom Wolfe, and it just captures something. One of those things that just captures a moment and a whole to do, and the right stuff as a not just as a phrase, but what it means, the core of what it means to have the right stuff. Yeah. And I think this is an incredible model. I really do.
It's really cool.
I'm excited to see where that goes price wise, just because I think it's fabulous. I always love 319. Just seeing a helmet from the old rollerball. I just. Again, the bits and pieces of that movie pop up from time to time. I like seeing it.
Kelvin Mao, fan of the show, will be taking a look at this one.
He never actually buys them. We tell him.
He talks about them.
He talks
like
about
us
a lot.
It's like us and Raging Bull Shorts.
Raging Bull Shorts and Clouseau. Yes, exactly. It's his Raging Bull Shorts. Well, I'm not going to buy it, but I do love seeing Tom Hanks's Saving Private Ryan stuff.
Very cool. And this stuff will do well.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, there was something about COVID. I don't know. I was just going to say, there's something about COVID, but people, I think during COVID, a lot of people rewatched Band of Brothers and Saving Private Ryan during COVID. Yeah. I don't know. Just one of those things, I feel like. Shawshank Letter 325 is kind of fun there. Kind of neat. Let's see. Well, I'm going to go to 327 unless you want to stop anywhere.
No. Good Lord. I love this thing.
This is just, What can you say?
Stanley Kubrick's hand annotated shooting script from The Shining.
Yeah. I mean, again, publish this. I will buy this, Prop store, just charge me like $1,000 to, $2,000. I'll take a limited edition version of this. I would love this. Yeah.
This came from an employee and overseeing media and communications at Stansted Airport. Stansted is that's the place when you're waiting for your prop to be delivered, Dave, that you'll check the FedEx tracking. And that's where it hangs up for about 5 days while customs fucks with your shit. So
you ever see on like Instagram, like them like playing, like wearing your armor, like going poo 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 with your gun or anything like that?
Has not happened yet, but that's
keep looking.
Yeah. Usually what comes out of the Stansted stopover, where it changes your delivery date estimate to no estimate available, check back later, is how much they're going to ransom your prop to you for when they decide what the import and duty fees are going to be based on what you paid for it, what the invoice says, et cetera, et cetera. Nothing to do with this lot. This lot's amazing. It's again, just something that poor Stanley would hate existing.
Yes.
A script with his hand annotations. Interestingly, not done in Courier font. It's done in this very like sans serif, very kind of
it almost looks like it was printed on a Macintosh, font. But it couldn't have been in 1980.
No. But really, really cool. And to me, like, I've always wanted something from The Shining. I could see just getting this and then just having it in a display case somewhere, and then just being like, "That's Stanley Kubrick's script from The Shining, and that's my piece."
Yep.
I wonder if a good friend of the show, Lee Unkrich, would be after this. You have to imagine he would be.
I feel like he has to be, unless he's got something like it.
Something like that, which I don't. We didn't get into that really.
Right, he could have. I'm sure there are other versions of the script with annotations on it. I don't know where this fits into that part of his collection, but certainly I'm sure he'll be looking at it.
It is great. I just love it. So cool. And I'm not a guy who cares about scripts generally, but this one is pretty special.
No, it's the handwriting that does it. I mean, it just again, just the little notes are just great.
Yeah.
328. Maybe we've seen one of these before.
A couple have come up.
Care.
They're always cool. I don't care that it's not matched to the scene,
don't
scene
care
in the
at all.
film. I just like that. Yeah, you can put it on your wall somewhere, and it's a hilarious conversation piece. It's the final scene. It's the final photo from the New Year's Eve party at the Overlook Hotel.
It's a hilarious 12,000-pound conversation piece.
yeah. Jack's always been there. We should actually do a fan listener contest to decide what you're going to hang in that blank hanger spot over your head, Dave. We should get some.
Oh,
we should
that's
get some
good, like little contest.
in, and then
I'll get something there. It's just the thing I had there was slightly off color, which was fine. Presume it was something from my college days, but it's not for everyone. I'll leave it at that. So yeah.
Is it you doing the Silence of the Lambs thing in the
no, it is
jacket?
It is we did a fake newspaper back in college of the we did a fake parody of the Harvard Crimson as if it were the Weekly World News, and we were very mean to the then president of Harvard, Neil Rudenstein, in a way that was very funny in 1991 and perhaps less funny nowadays.
Okay, very good. I get it.
Yes,
I get it.
Not racist. I will point that out.
No,
not racist, but yeah,
just a bit blue. Maybe some Robert McGinnis art that would fit right in there, Dave. I think.
Yes, that would be the perfect size, actually. Yeah. So please, yeah. This takes us to a little Star Trek section. Yep. Oh, 329. Oh, you're stopping
match close-up Mega Maid model from Spaceballs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny.
I'm okay with that. I'm good with that.
Star Trek.
Spock ears from Undiscovered Country.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Star Trek in a while on this show, Dave.
Yeah, I know. It's finally. JJ Phaser. Well, I guess we're stopping at 336, right?
Yep.
Picard.
This is very cool. I've seen it in person. I know the consigner. We did a video of this, so this is another one to check out on our video series when we post them up. Look, it's very cool. It's Picard. I love it. I personally, Collector Ryan wants a season 3 and beyond. I want the stand-up collar without the zip front. Costume. It's really cool. It's got the Patrick label in it. What I didn't realize until I was standing, all these costumes in this era had the little pouch for the cricket phaser, so you can actually see it in the photo there, which is really neat. There's a lot to be said about this. This is obviously going to do very well, given how well the last one did.
Yeah, it's so funny. I would have initially said if we'd done this, if we'd recorded this, a week and a half ago, I would have been like, this seems like a really high estimate. And now I'm like, this seems like a really low estimate.
Yeah. So the consignor was very happy. It's going to be very happy. We talked offline about, maybe doing a private deal for this, but I just didn't want this one, and no offense to him or to the piece. It's just me, Ryan. I want to wait around and get the stand-up collar version. And I feel like now that the stand-up collar version has done what it did in the Greg Jean auction, it's likely we will see one or two of those coming up.
Yes, I believe they will come up, and like everything else, perhaps the second or third will not maybe do. The second and third might do similar numbers, but eventually, I think you can fight your way clear to one.
Yeah.
I want to stop at 337 and just say this is
panel. Yeah.
The full LCARS panel you get the full next gen ship from Data's headquarters. I think it may pop up a couple other places. I think arguably this is the best LCARS I've ever seen, and I'm not saying that because I am the consigner of this piece. So,
are you?
Yeah, I am.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
so great. Okay, cool. Nicely done.
Yeah,
well done.
But I do think it's a good one. I did. This was my last one. I held on to this one for a long time.
That's really
cool. It was
cool,
sort of my reluctant, I know I don't. It was one of these very funny, I don't give a shit about next gen, and I still clung to this one. You know what I mean?
It's really cool. And I love how
reasons,
huge it is. And
it's fucking giant. I mean, look at the measurement
really
there.
Well.
73 by 24. Obviously, you don't get a sense. I feel like they could have given this a double page spread. I know, if I can critique Prop Store's catalog layout, this should have been a full double page across spread. But
there were a lot of hockey
huge
masks in this auction, Dave. So.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But it's fucking huge, and it's fucking gorgeous, and it's it would really help me bring down my Prop Store bill.
Down.
There you go. Yeah.
Pay down Dave's debt.
Yes.
There you go. Lot 337.
Let's see, where else are we going? So now we hit Star Wars.
Happy Star Wars, Dave. Here we go.
Happy Star Wars. Luckily, as always, starting with the prequel materials, I believe.
Yes.
Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. I'm just racing along. You stop me if you care. Revenge of the Sith. They made a lot of lightsabers. Mace Windu's, Hero Hilt, the Sith. And that brings us to 347. In an auction that has already seen a couple of really incredible collections, Mario's, the Blade Runner one, the Little Mini Aliens collection. This may be the collection of all collections. We previewed it a little bit once before. The Anthony Daniels collection, which is pretty fantastic. This is all the stuff Anthony Daniels has been holding on to for quite some time, obviously. Yeah, quite some time. And Anthony will be our special guest. We're going to be talking to him about all things Star Wars coming up. So please tune in for that when it happens. But this auction, even without him, speaks for itself, although it will be super great to speak with him. 347. A full-on light-up screen-matched helmet from Star Wars, A New Hope,
and it's just great. You'll see me do a detailed video of it. Steven is actually with me. He actually takes out the neck bolts, and you can see how they're all hand machined and how long it takes to unscrew it, which is why poor Mr. Daniels was dying in that costume in the desert, and is why they improved the design going to Empire and Jedi. But you just see all the little, the way this thing is completely handmade and totally bespoke, and you stand in its presence, and it has just that feeling to it. It's so cool. It's been replated, which it looks very brand spanking new, but kind of good for the piece. That did not change its ability to screen match because of the way the dents were made in the head. Stephen will actually go into it in the video, but essentially each of the dents were made sort of after the casting. So all of the dents are kind of unique. It's a thumbprint. It's not cast into the helmet. So it's a
right, because they only did it, I believe, to this one, I believe.
Yeah, or there was another one, but they
made
a Bondo sort of dent on these real helmets, and the dent, even though it's been replated, the dent itself matches. So this is the helmet that you see in these key scenes when he's on the Death Star with R2 trapped in the side room. That's the helmet. I mean, it's a hero character matched head helmet from original Star Wars,
and we don't have to love from him,
the actor,
and we don't have to love the prequels or the sequels or anything like that. But C-3PO, obviously Star Wars fans know this. He and R2-D2 appear in all the films. Yes, he is the constant. He is the North Star. And I was going to say just a little bit, and as I said this before, I personally wish it were not replated. That's a personal taste issue. However, I am very happy that the plating process, which I assume is something with like water and electricity going in the water and some kind of a chemical reaction, that the interior did not get cleaned up or shined up. Again, I don't know the process, how that works. So you get the age on the inside of it, which I am much appreciative of. That while I think if somehow the inside was as shiny as the outside, I think that would have bummed me out more. But the fact that you get the age on the inside and it's C-3PO, all cleaned up and shiny for the awards ceremony, which is what I'll just keep telling myself on the outside, I think is a nice combination.
Yes.
And I thank God I have one of these, not this good, but I have one.
Yes, but very pretty in its own right.
Yep. But thank God is all I can say, because obviously the timing would be horrific for me, among other things.
I was going to say,
it's great.
But if you had not just
collection,
if you had not just bought an X-wing and a Stormtrooper, would you be thinking about this after this?
Yeah, I would have to be. I mean, I don't know quite how I would have figured it out, but I would have had to have been. Yeah.
It's just,
that would have probably required some prop sales that I would not be enjoying. I hate to say it, but I probably would do it. There would probably be things that I would just be quicker selling, whatever, just again, because for a variety of reasons. So again, doubly glad, but still, this is the centerpiece to a Star Wars collection. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I mean, it can be a one and done too.
Yeah.
You just,
but the light up factor and all the pieces are just incredible.
Do you think it goes to $1 million?
It's a pleasure to see. I do. I really do. And if it doesn't, I don't know. I guess maybe it's because I'm not bidding and maybe you're not bidding. I don't know. Boy, if people don't chase this, I don't know what you're chasing. That's all I can say. I'm always confused. Things go higher than I ever think. Things go lower than I ever think. There's no rhyme or reason. But boy, I think I just think it's spectacular. And I think I know it is not one of a kind, but to me, I think it is one of a kind. You know what I mean? It's like not the literal definition of one of a kind, but it is just incredible.
Yeah. That's
yeah. It feels like, if I don't know if Paul Allen left Mopop with some, bidding money, but again, it belongs in that. I don't know. It belongs in the Academy has a Star Wars, an R2.
Yeah, I imagine they're out because they have 3PO.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but it's lent to them by Lucas, who I assume at some point will pull it. I don't know, maybe pull it back. I don't know. This should be in the Smithsonian. This should be. Again, they have one too. I'm not sure who owns what, but it's just like, I don't know, centerpiece collection piece. I don't know. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, and this is what's really incredible about this collection is the depth.
That's not all.
Yeah, exactly. Pair of hands from
348.
Yep. Empire and Jedi, pair of feet from Empire and Jedi. The Star Wars hands were not gloves that so easily fit in. They were sort of more stuff on every finger. They're different. Mm-hmm. This is, again, part of the simplification process.
As they refine the costume,
as they made it a little easier for him. Still not the easiest thing, but again, this is great. And I do love, by the way, the fact that these are showing their age in terms of the patina on them. So that's, I think, a doubly nice thing. And again, in a world of you can't afford the bigger props, and maybe, by the way, who the hell knows how this stuff is going to go, because maybe you can't afford some of this, but there's a lot of it. And that's the beauty of Mr. Daniels putting all of this stuff in. I do think there's ultimately something for everyone. And this he's got his scripts. There's a third draft script. He's got his the photo book.
I want the Empire of the Jedi script, 353 or 354. I want his script from those movies. I mean, I just think those are
his Jedi script has hand. I guess both his scripts, or all three of his scripts, have hand annotations. His Empire chairback is gorgeous. The photo book signed by Lucas and Gary Kurtz to Anthony, the personalized version of the hero photo book, is gorgeous.
Yeah.
His holiday special production binder. You can see, if you look at 357, you can see how the fingers were. That's a Star Wars. Those are Star Wars fingers. Yes, A New Hope gloves. The neck piece. And
if you've been building a 3PO,
yes,
over the years and missing parts, this is your bonanza to try to get that much closer to putting one together. And I think we know a couple collectors that have been up to that. So
no, definitely. The neck bolts, we were just talking about those. Those are great there.
The undersuits.
The undersuits are fantastic, and there's 3 of them, which is wonderful. I know a collector that is 100%, I think, going after the full complete one. And I will not lie, I'm going to stay out of his way on that, but I would love to grab one of the other ones, either the half or the other one. Again, I'm not sure I'll ever have a full C-3PO, but I sort of figured this is the opportunity to grab the undersuit. Why not? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then 367 is fantastic. I think he'll be okay if I call him out on this. I think it's well known. Gus Lopez, besides collecting everything Star Wars, in particular, has an incredible serial collection of, I think, non-Star Wars cereal that he collects unto itself, but then also because the cereal and Star Wars collided with Kellogg's C-3POs. So this sort of entire cereal box, storyboards, photographs, and cap of the coming together, the perfect Kellogg C-3PO thing.
It's the hero prop box that he's holding up in the ad,
exactly,
for the thing, and it's all
with
hand
a photograph
painted
of it. I just, all I can say is, I will be sad if Gus does not get this.
Yes.
And anything, Gus, that I can do to help you get this is just, I want you to have this. I need to see this. The next time I'm in Seattle, I need to see this in person. So I am just both fingers crossed, and I hope it's okay, Gus, and I'm calling you out. But go, Godspeed. I hope you get this thing. There's nowhere else it deserves to be. These I have never seen, and these are incredible. 368,
so
369. Cool, These are these droid books of basically the various droids and how they are built and operated from the original New Hope. The first one is the R2-D2 one by John Steers, and then the 4 other droids that pop up on the Death Star.
And
and a couple on the in the Jawa scene. And again, I would just love copies of these. I'm not sure I need the originals, but my God, these are cool. I love these. And this is pretty fucking great too. 370.
370. I love it.
Yeah. Screen match TIE Fighter from A New Hope with the silver and black paintings. You can see the screen match. That's gorgeous. We know the seller. I think they're maybe a touch aggressive, but it's fantastic. So I will leave it at that.
He sort of said, like, he hasn't seen it in a year. If it doesn't sell, if he gets a number, he'll be thrilled because he got his number. He has some things to pay off, other things he's trying to acquire. If it doesn't, he's like, it'll be like getting a new prop in because I haven't seen it in a year, and happy to keep it. And because he thinks it will hit that value someday soon, essentially, which I don't disagree with. And it's matched, and it's one of the few it's like one of the 3 known heroes.
Right. The match is close up. The match is so fantastic.
The match is great, and it matches to the trench run of the original Star Wars film. I mean, just great. And the mohawk on this one is unique. Because they were all detailed a little differently. There's like the teardrop version with the the silver streaks coming down the face. And then this was one of the other ones, and it has like the Star Wars font sort of written on the mohawk.
Yeah, the crazy writing and the symbols.
It's so cool. I mean, I think it's a bit niche because it's a TIE pilot, and if somebody doesn't have a Star Wars helmet, they probably want a Stormtrooper. But I mean, I think everybody knows what this is. I mean, if you're buying movie props, you know what this is. So to me, it's there you go. You should think long and hard about this one. It's really cool. We did a detailed video on it, and it's phenomenal. It's in a New Hope.
I am with you. I don't know what else to say. It is spectacular. I honestly, I just keep staring at the photo match. I just love it so much. Just how matched it is. So yeah. Let's see. Rebel Fleet Trooper Vest. We've seen those, but obviously wonderful. They've still clearly got a couple left. I always think that's worth grabbing personally. The blaster's sort of interesting. It's a blaster, I guess, to go in the holster, so it doesn't have it's not the full blaster. It's more sort of the latter half of the blaster for the holster, but kind of cool and just kind of fun that's how they saved weight and whatnot, which is kind of enjoyable. 374 is very interesting to me. It is an ILM built miniature Millennium Falcon model, but they're not quite sure, where or what it was used for. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Big number. And I believe, 30 to 60.
And the price is fair for not quite sure what it is. You know what I mean? It's ILM built though, and it's got like the reflective tape on it, for the engine and stuff. It seems more so than just something they built for someone as a gift. I will simply say. Again, I don't know what it was used for either, but you know what I mean? It seems more so maybe it was something they were going to use and didn't. Who the heck knows? But Yeah, I honestly don't know. They don't know, but pretty excellent. And I want to say, I think this came from wherever the Pyro came from, the same collection, I believe.
Okay. Very good.
But just
there's a
very
mounting
cool.
point on it. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really neat. Not sure. Yeah, I don't know what to say, but neat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a production-made snowtrooper helmet, so not used, and then they have added a replica skirt.
Mm-hmm.
A little too white on the replica skirt for me, but there's not a lot of these around. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. I love, of course, 376. This is the sketch and there's a prototype crew patch, but this is the sketch, the Macquarie sketch for the crew patch. And I've said this before about Ralph
Very
Macquarie.
Memorable.
One of the incredible things, I love the design, absolutely wonderful design, wonderful patch. One of the truly magnificent things about Ralph Macquarie that just would not exist in today's movie making world is how many sort of pies he had his thumb in, that he was the, designer and creator of so many pieces of the Star Wars universe, but then also did storyboards and also designed a crew patch and the novelization cover, you know what I mean? And did the moving, postcard and just all of these things that normally in modern movie making is so segmented, and this is the marketing department and this is this guy. And the fact that he was involved in so much of it, the fact that so many of the Star Wars guys in that initial grouping were just up, they were with George, and that you have Joe Johnston making crew t-shirts and Ralph Macquarie doing patches and whatnot, is part of what makes every part of Star Wars, including a crew patch, I don't know, extra special, I think.
Agreed.
I don't, that's my take on it. It's part of what I love about Macquarie. And we talk a lot about that, obviously, in the book, which I'll plug, by the Art of Star Wars, Ralph Macquarie, Art of Star Wars book in stores by me, Brandon, and Brandon Allinger and Wade LaJose. And you get to see the patch, by the way, on 377 on the Norwegian crew jacket, which I like those too. There's a full set of that. This is the jacket. There's a hat and pants and whatnot, but this is the jacket and is pretty darn good. We've got a Empire Strikes Back binder.
Is the Macquarie art for you, Dave?
I really do like it. I don't think I need it, so I will simply say that. And I think I know someone that really wants it, and I will also be I hope they get it. I leave it at that. So I think I have made peace with the fact that if perhaps I never get another Ralph Macquarie piece, I'm good.
Okay.
The last one may have pushed me over.
Done it.
My 68th piece, I think, was really did the trick. So yeah,
very good.
Amazing. A few too many, but still I do love it all. 379, for those of you who know Star Wars lore, this is the famous sneaker that they have flying in the final battle, as identified.
Trainer, as they would call it here.
Trainer in the UK. England. Sorry. Yes. This is just a very famous story about there's a sneaker floating
there's
around.
A shoe because they needed more ships to fill the background with, and
didn't have it, and there it is. And I love that someone kept it. I love that they mounted it
and signed it, and screen not matched it, but like grabbed it, like there it is in the Starfield.
And I love that I'm going to bid $75,000. No, I don't think I need this, but goddamn, it's great. It's just great.
I love when the Emperor is threatening Luke about, your friends will perish.
Your friends in the sneaker will perish.
That out there is a sneaker fighting the rebel cause. It's very good. This 382, this William Plum.
Yes, this is an earlier version, a comp sketch to the Struzen prelim that was in the previous auction.
It was in the last
that I won, but a very nice prelim. Maybe not as tight, but still pretty darn tight and pretty darn good, dare I say. So, if I beat you on the last one or you didn't bid, now is an opportunity for you to grab this. Pretty wonderful. What is this? Jeremy Bullock's replica. I can move along on the replica costume. Don
Beta
Post,
replica,
action
toys.
figures. Yeah, I'm cruising along here.
Promotional R2.
R2 from Things.
Reference X-Wing.
Andor, yeah.
Stargate.
Costume from Kenobi. All right, well that is a healthy, but thank God for me, not a terrible Star Wars section.
Very good.
Yeah, I can live to fight another day, which is good.
Rest until 2024.
Yep. Stargate. I'm just kind of moving here. Starship Troopers. I think we've seen these pieces, but I am going to stop at $3.99 for this little Superman section. A couple of
that's cool.
Fortress pieces, and then
the flying Superman, and the flying Zod,
and the flying Superman. I think these are from an old prop store auction, maybe, where we thought maybe they used to be from Planet Hollywood. I think they're great. Like I said, we've seen them, but they're great.
They're neat. I love
they're
the
really
crystals.
just neat together.
Yeah.
The crystals are great. I feel like if you love Superman, the original Superman movie, it is worth having a crystal in your collection. I have one, and I am pleased that I do. And it's
agreed.
It's not going to break the bank. It's not free either, but they are instantly identifiable and recognizable, and that's such a fun movie to own a little piece of. So yeah. I very excited. We've got another great Schwarzenegger T-800 jacket from 2.
Very cool.
Similar to one
distressed,
you have.
but less
a little more
shot
distressed
up than mine.
Okay,
maybe just bullet holes in the back.
It looks like some bullet holes, right? Or
because the first damage he takes is from the first encounter with the T-1000, the rose box shotgun scene.
But then he turns
and takes it in the back, so he doesn't get shot in the front until later in the film. Pattern these cuts in the front and the back corresponds to early scene, believed to have been intended for effects inserts. Bullet holes are believed to be unused. So it looks like it was a production-y jacket, but not, fully, put through the ringer. So mine is still, I think, preferable, but these are very cool, and I love mine. I love having it on display. So
it is. But this is good. If you can't be Ryan, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
We got a full-on arm.
Title of the podcast.
Full on arm? That's a weird title.
Yeah. Very good. This is cool. Yeah.
I love this.
Endo arm from T2. Yeah, that's
from the Future War, piece. It looks like. Yes, from the future, from the beginning.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
But beautiful.
We like that. We like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
408, we've got a skull. It's a crew gift, I guess.
Like the crew gift skull, but I mean, that's out of the mold that they made the one for the movie.
No, I know.
There's not much different. It's priced to reflect that, but damn, that is cool.
That is good looking.
I love the base with the Stan Winston plaque on it.
I mean, it's not pretending it's something it isn't, but
correct.
It's very enjoyable.
Yes.
Yeah. And then a lot of endoskeleton
more
pieces
endo
here.
parts.
Yeah.
I love this the arm sleeve when he horrifies the Dyson family, but to prove that he's from the future.
That is pretty great. Yeah.
He cuts this off and peels it off, and it survived. I love that it survived. 416, Sarah Connor's Hero Detonics Speedmaster pistol. So the pistol that she takes into the I guess this is one she gets from Enrique when they go to the desert. She takes into the Dyson assault and then through the end of the film and uses quite heavily. I think this is probably from that Little John auction.
Okay.
But
and obviously deactivated, but
but a real
cool.
hero, once at live fire gun. Very cool. This is that paperwork archive, which I think Prop Store had 417 had on the retail site for a long time. Which I actually nosed at just because I love that movie, as you know. Sure. This is actually a more reasonable estimate. Depends on how high it goes, but I will actually keep an eye on this one. Could be because it's just everything. Everything related to the film, all done in paperwork. There you go.
Do you remember call sheets as well, or no?
It's a good question.
No. Well, we'll find out. You can ask Prop Store. You can find out.
Breakdowns, production schedules. It doesn't say call sheets, but yeah.
But pretty cool.
Yeah.
A couple of the later Terminators we'll skip over.
Yeah.
420.
420.
Yep, 420. Again, not going to lie, this was mine. This is David Clennon, Miles Dentrell from 30 something. That's how I like to think of him, Thing fans, is Miles Dentrell. Good. There's not a lot of Miles Dentrell 30 something stuff on the in the market, and so
I think he wore this in 30 something, Dave. I think it was his personal.
It seemed like it almost seemed like the Thing took over him, took the form of Miles Dentrell, and opened an ad agency in Philadelphia in 1987, 88, 89 or so, or whatever, and decided to torture Elliot and Michael, not by killing them and drinking their blood, but by just like putting them through the ringer in the ad game. I think this is pretty special.
It's a great piece, and you don't see things from the Thing that aren't creature things,
right?
So to see a costume piece, an
actual
like this,
hero costume, it's got blood all over it in a great way.
And it's bespoke, and it's cool. Yeah,
I was never able to like find something that specifically you just went like that is a dead-on screen match, but like it is. Everything is totally right on it. But I will be sad to see it go, but I do think it's special. So I'm hoping someone cares. Speaking of things that are mine, my Jack Dawson. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
this
yeah.
This is not my Leonardo. Costume? My Titanic costume. No, none of this is mine. But this is pretty great. I guess this is from. I guess when Fox was selling, look at the Fox certificate of authenticity, but Leo's costume from Titanic. I don't know what else you can say.
That's a big one.
That's a biggie. Pretty cool looking too, the vest and everything. It's just great. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. We got the Titanic captain's hat. We got a
played by Bernard Hill, Theoden.
Yep. I'm jumping to 424 if that's
son
okay.
Of
Theodorin or whatever. What do you think about this? The Wyatt costume?
It's really great, and people listen to the podcast know it's Wyatt Earp's costume. It's Russell Crowe's costume from Tombstone. I knew that Prop Store had put this together.
Did you say Russell Crowe? Kurt Russell.
Did I say Russell Crowe?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah.
We're very deep into this podcast, Dave. You're lucky.
Hour 11.
I'm verbal at this moment. 424 Wyatt Earp's Kurt Russell costume from Tombstone,
as worn by Russell Crowe,
in his personal life. But it says Wyatt chalked in the seam and all that. And I knew they had this. I knew they kind of put it together from various other auctions. The stuff was around. I just never bid on it because I have his hero pistol from Tombstone. I just never knew, do I want the whole costume? And now you see it all together, and it's kind of like, this is really great.
It's fucking so good. It's such a goddamn good movie.
I know. I will look at it. I just don't know.
It's not the worst price. I mean, the estimate wise, it's a fair estimate.
Very much so. Yeah.
It is. It's a big decision.
I could see putting the rest of it away and just doing hat and gun as a kind of display.
I was about to say it is a large decision when you make the decision to start picking up costumes in general. I mean, I think in general, but it's just sort of.
Wasn't that what Superfan Stefan's thing with his friends? No more wardrobe. Don't they have this like blood pact that he talked about? They all like sat before the Ouija board and swore in blood that
swore
no
unto the devil, no more.
No more wardrobe. Yeah, I mean, I will look at it. It depends on what goes on the rest of the day. It depends on my Hercules residual for the fourth quarter. So we'll see.
It better be big. Your residual payments are going. You got a big residual shopping list at this point. Yeah. Hollywood's helmet from Top Gun.
These are just enjoyable. So cool. It's Hollywood, but like it just those helmets are so awesome.
I have no problem. Hollywood, Wolfman. I'll take anyone. Yep.
I love the butt graffiti that's on the side of it. It's very, very funny. I never noticed that before until I saw it in the listing.
Apparently you can kiss Hollywood's ass, I guess, apparently.
Yeah, I think that's what it's getting at. Yeah.
The Maverick miniature is cool.
Yep.
And the Tron, it's not Tron, it is a program helmet, but that is just fantastic. Yeah.
They're neat. Just wonderful. And I saw that. I saw that in the flesh, so to speak, and it does not disappoint.
A couple of Tropic Thunder piece. I really liked. We've seen a couple of these. I like Kevin Costner's suit from The Untouchables. I mean, again, it's a suit, but I just think it's very cool.
Yeah.
It's an Armani that he was the big designer on that. And I always thought that movie just looked so good and so stylish. And then there's a Hero v Hugo Weaving mask, which is just fabulous looking. And I wonder if this was another one from that one of those Joel Silver or Wachowski auctions. There was so many pieces in those things. Let's just blow through day 3 and 4 and just stop if there's anything that you're intrigued by. How does that sound? We're gonna this is
Are
the
we
speed
doing
round?
No,
the speed
no,
round.
no.
Yeah, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Go.
We're 4 hours into this episode. We need to call it a night, Dave. I'm calling it. There's just nothing. There's just nothing in here.
10 minutes. Ready? Okay. And go. Here we go. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna get getting my catalog open.
Okay.
We're gonna do this in 10 minutes, with no offense to anybody in day 3 and 4. Some nice stuff from the Adjustment Bureau. We always call that out. I always like it, but it's okay. There's a Nostromo pouch and by John Mallow, hand drawn. Did you see that from 811 and 812? That's very cool. I think that's something you should be looking at because I think that's really neat.
The
Sulaco cap as well. That's really cool. I love the workshop sign 822 Aliens No Admittance. That's something I actually will circle. I'm intrigued by that, if I may say. Miniature dropship decals and dropship blueprint. I'm kind of intrigued by the decals and the which is 826. I'm cruising along here. Let's see. More All's Quiet on the Western Front. How are we doing here? Armageddon. Austin Powers. We've got some more Back to the Future stuff. We've got an almanac, a You're Fired, some various things. Always interesting to see.
Batman newspapers, which I love.
Yep, the Jack Napier
Joker.
Dead one in the 880 is very nice.
Cool.
The logo, the Joker logo concept, although that's not really, it's close to what it got to, but it's not quite
close, but it's a concept. It's on the way. I like it.
I like the Napier, the 878,
poster.
the Wanted poster. I like that a lot. I think that's a fun piece. If I'm allowed to say that.
You're allowed.
A couple of Batarangs from Batman Begins. I don't think those are mine, so there you go. Those are not mine. I have some, but those are not mine.
Good.
We're now into the Hutchins.
The rest
sort
of it,
the other stuff from his Blade Runner collection.
The Voight-Kampff questions is cool.
The Voight-Kampff questions. I also like 914. Just the decals, just that show sort of the production design, if you will, of the Blade Runner world. You know what I mean? I just really like that, and I like the spinner badge. I've seen those as well in the spinner control panel. So I think those are really cool. There's some more little Ridley drawings, 930 of glasses, just Ridley Scott on glasses, which I kind of like, and a budget memo and like a storyboard or a design of some sort, which is really neat. Let's see what else we got.
Budget memo
here.
says you're over.
You are way over, and we are taking this movie from you and shutting it down.
Various
storyboard books, which are just fantastic.
Yeah, those are cool. I saw those are just on display.
Wonderful. Really again, something I would love to have just a full set of. I don't know. There's no other way of putting it. Budgets, scripts. That's fantastic. What I was hoping we'd see, but I guess is not in here. Where they made like the shirt where the crew got angry at Ridley and they hated Ridley, and then Ridley wore a shirt too. Yeah. Those have never shown themselves, right? Those T-shirts. Yeah. No, I know, that's a shame.
That'd be fun.
The crew jackets are cool though. The Blade Runner crew jackets. Yep. And 3 of them in one lot. If somebody wants to split one of those, I would be interested in one. By the way, just one.
Yeah, I would take one too.
Yeah, that would be fun and interesting. Some concept art copies and stuff. Those will be worth peeking at as well. I definitely want to see these online in a little more depth. I'm curious, as they say.
Right.
I'm Blade Runner curious. I think that's a good place to be in 2023. I get a huge kick out of 960. It's the Boogie Nights, Brock Lander's Oral Majesty video box. They've been around. I still love it. That's fine and
good. Those are funny, yeah.
All right, I'm just flying. Now I'm just really flying. I had to stop for a while, but now I'm going. Commando Gun, John Matrix's Desert Evil, 993 Schwarzenegger. That's pretty enjoyable.
From Commando, yeah.
Yep.
I think that's also his gun from Last Action Hero. I mean, he uses
isn't
a
that
desert.
he reuses
Desert Eagle.
again for a second
Yeah.
as like a little Easter egg of some sort? Okay.
Probably, yeah. And also that pistol is just so ridiculous. Like, why not?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
The Cult of Set amulet, we've seen those before. They're always
Yep.
very cool. 994 from Conan.
Nice dark crystal belt buckle in 1010 with a greeting card signed by, which is kind of neat, Henson, Frank Oz, and Gary Kurtz. It's just a nice combination. And a Mystic puppet head from Dark Crystal 1009, which is kind of fun. Red Apple cigarettes, Demolition Man, Doctor Who. Look at us. We're already at D, Dragonheart, a couple other Edge of Tomorrow pieces. What else? Where are you going
at F,
next?
Dave. So.
Oh my God, you're Fear and Loathing. I'm at F there. I do want to make sure I'm not missing anything, but I'm trying to go fast. I feel like we're doing a good job.
It's done by Image, so it's pretty easy to follow. There's some more Mario Kerner collection stuff.
Mario's got more. God bless you, Mario.
Paperwork strips, hatchets.
Looks like this is fascinating. I don't know if you saw this. All these Game of Thrones, not just some props, but lots of clappers and crew gifts and stuff. That's kind of fun. Yeah. Very enjoyable. So that'll be when you start selling all of your crew gifts and stuff. It'll kind of just blend in.
Just be in day 4.
Exactly. Yeah.
Forgotten.
Some various other gladiator pieces. I always love that trident. So I just think it's a fun
and the Skeletorius helmets in the day one, so you could get his.
Oh, and you kind of put it together. Yes, the full costume. I am stopping really quickly at 11:50 because more 80s television. The Greatest American Hero miniature van model with the little Ralph attached to it. Yeah. Come on, that's pretty enjoyable. And by the way, look at 11:49. John Travolta's comb from Grease. I mean, come on, that's fabulous.
Yeah,
that is just fantastic. I'm a big fan, so I think that's really fun. Some Harry Potter stuff, more signed books, crew gifts, various things.
Yeah.
I like 1205. It's the Lou
We'll just play this over the end credits music for 20 minutes. Yeah.
Just roll credits and make it seem like the show's ending.
Yeah.
1205 Lou Ferrigno SFX makeup with a wig and stuff. That's hilarious. Very enjoyable. Yeah. Thank God a Nazi soldier's cap from Raiders. I do like the drawing though of the Tanis dig site and the Raven Tavern. That's kind of neat. Yeah. That's worth peeking at to see what's going on in there. And a couple of hand-drawn storyboards from Roy Cannon, and it's from his house. I wonder if it has, I can't see, it's too small, but I'm going to look. If it has the shot where he throws the gun into the suitcase, that's my gun. And if that was in a storyboard, I will be interested in that if I'm allowed to
get the details from the website.
So I will check on that on the website to see what's going on there.
I like the Club Obi-Wan menu from 1216.
I actually have one of those. I've had one of those for years that I just sort of lucked into a few million years ago by accident. No, like I think even before I realized, like, what is this? It was like one of those, like, and then realized, they made these and didn't really feature them, but they're in there. Yeah. I love, by the way, 1218.
The
George Gibbs
rig.
Detonation rig. If you want to blow up a bridge, this will help you do it.
Good,
if you're curious.
Yes, and future guest of the podcast, Mike Dawson, worked for George Gibbs on that.
There you go. So maybe he can help us blow up the bridge. So that's good. We might need a hand in the bridge blowing up. Check out this. I think is fantastic. First of all, they have a spear gun, an explosive spearhead from Thunderball 1242 in the James Bond section here. But then a couple of really nice storyboard pages from On Her Majesty's Secret Service, just hand-drawn story pages from that. And then Live and Let Die as well, all by Sid Kane, who I guess worked on a bunch of these things. I will check these out because it would just be fun. That's something I think would be very enjoyable to have from a James Bond movie, is like a storyboard like that. I think that would be very, very cool. Drax jumpsuit 1258, very cool. I always like the Octopussy circus poster from 1262. I've seen these before, never pulled the trigger. I'll put that on my list of I always look at and never buy, but I continue to like them. So I take that as you will. I always like them, never buy them. Look at 1266 just to see it. Do you remember in A View to a Kill where like he uses this sharper image thing and they did a big Are you old enough to remember
Roger
when
Moore
Sharper
movies.
Image was a big thing, and like
No,
going to a Sharper
we
Image
used to
store
go to it all
was
the
like you'd
time.
go as a family, like
Yeah.
we would take a day trip to the Sharper Image store, like it was and the catalog was like,
State Plaza.
oh my God, is the catalog here from Sharper Image?
Yeah.
And anyway, they did a big James Bond thing that I'm sure Roger Moore did not enjoy, but I'd like to think he didn't enjoy it because I do like him, but or at least more than you like him. So yeah. Let's see, a bunch of other. I mean, there's a whole bunch of wonderful James Bond things, various smaller items.
Yeah, affordable stuff on the
ships,
on the
guns, different things. A couple of autographed Daniel Craig autographed poster. Day of the Dead mask from the Daniel Craig thing. Yep. Day 3, that's done. Day 4, look at us moving here.
John Carter, Jurassic Park.
Look at that, John Carter. And then for some reason, Johnny Depp's driver's license, or not driver's license, just California identification. He couldn't drive, 1312. So if you're looking for that, there it finally is.
That's hilarious.
Some Jurassic Park goodies, all very affordable, different prices. But again, I think, again, this is where day 3 and 4, you're going to find the more reasonably priced things. Yeah. Not that there won't be the occasional bargain on day 1 and into 2, but this is where you're going to, on the bigger movies, they're going to go deeper here, and you're going to find sort of, things you can afford a little bit more, I think. So
storyboards and things like that.
Yep. A couple of nice things. I know we talked about The Martian before, but a couple of nice other little odds and ends from The Martian, spacesuit mirror and the cap. I don't know. Again, just things I like.
Yep.
Where are we? This is some Marvel stuff. It's again more like Thor screen matched, just t-shirt and pants. Again, not Thor, but worn by Thor. So take it as you will. I like the 1404. You mentioned Jim Carrey before. I know you didn't mention the mask specifically, but kind of cool. The continuity costume binder from the mask, just because that's such a fun little movie. Let's see what else we got here. Mission to Mars, different spacesuit. I'm calling out 1425, 1426. We've seen these before, but these are some Monty Python and the Holy Grail
those are great.
helmets. They've had these before in the auction. I have one. I think they're wonderful and they're worth grabbing. I just think you're not going to find a lot from that movie, so why not? I'm stopping at 1437 just because you like thick 6'2". Oh yeah,
Muppet Caper.
Great Muppet Caper, costume notes and production ephemera, which is cool. And then the Henson Productions crew jackets. I particularly like
those. Are very cool.
Kermit Green,
the Kermit
satin
Green one
with the Muppet Show,
with the Muppet Show on the back.
Yeah.
Very good.
So that's really, really nice.
Can agree on that.
That's very fun. I dig 1448, the Sean Connery movie Outland, directed by Peter Hyams, and that's they've got a clapper from that, and then 1449, a script and patches.
Should that movie be remade?
I feel like you could do that because it's kind of high noon in space, right? Basically, I think you could make that movie. Yeah,
and it's safe.
If they ever made movies, right? You could if they ever make movies again, put that on the list of things to remake. Let's see, some Planet of the Apes stuff, some background costume.
Prometheus, Dave, 1482, and a Prometheus ampule, finally.
Yep, exactly. I'm jumping back for 1 second to 1472. We saw these at some point. I don't remember where anymore. But this is the Barnes and Elias costume pieces from Platoon.
Oh, that's cool.
I feel like these to me feel like Academy pieces. I mean, those are not expensive. I mean, those two guys in that movie. That's Best Picture that year, right? Platoon, right? Yeah. I don't know. That feels like it deserves something, and I leave it at that. So Princess Bride, Royal Guard. We've seen that.
The tabard.
Yep. We've seen it, but it's there. Yep.
Guard. Yeah.
Prometheus. I love the We've talked about it, but the TikTok crew gift, 1498 from Return to Oz. It's not the hero TikTok, but it's a TikTok crew gift. Yep. I think it can fill that hole. If you can't own the hero robot, you can have that. Where are we? Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Connery
that was
Scream Match
favorite
costume.
for people for a while there. Running Man, I enjoy that. That's Weiss's suit from 1508. That's kind of cool. What else? Scream. Some Daily Bugle stuff. Anything hitting you? Sherlock Holmes, Sleepy Hollow, Space Bracing, Spectral. Some odds and ends, like there's a Klingon tricorder, light up Klingon tricorder, 1549.
Oh,
There's a couple of next gen odds and ends there.
Gold press Latinum, the
there you
currency
go.
of the Ferengi.
The Ferengi.
Your favorites.
They're really aging well. They're just aging better and better, especially during this time of Mideast strife. 1554. I like the Enterprise hand scanner. I always thought that was a cool looking little gadget, as they say. We are now into prequels. I'm just zooming. I am stopping at 1584 because I actually think this is fantastic. This is the Elstree Studios makeup department door sign. I think that is badass.
That's
and
really
I think
cool.
that is buried here on day 4. And I think that is going to go a lot higher than $2,000. I'm just going to say that.
Now, especially that you've called it out, Dave.
Well, maybe I made a mistake, but I don't care. It deserves more, dare I say.
I'm not an autograph guy, but 1590 and 1592.
Yeah, just Alec Guinness autographs are hard to get.
So
his signature is very distinct. It's easy to sort of, for the most part, spot forgeries. These are really nice. There's a black and white photo, a poster piece, and a color photo. I think I like the black and white one the most, but I like them all. I like them all.
Very samurai feeling.
Yeah. But really, really nice and really cool. 1598 for our friend Gino, some Yoda fingernails, yogurt. Yeah, exactly. Yoda fingernails, which is very good.
You can add those to his.
Yep.
Amalgam.
A couple of more various Macquarie pieces connected to that patch, the Empire Flaming Patch, 1600, 1601. I will check out 1599. Again, we're talking autographs, but this looks like a paperback copy that a bunch of people signed. I see Harrison Ford. I see Gary Kurtz, Anthony Daniels, David Prowse. I'll be curious who's in there. I do get a kick out of those things like that, especially when you get a bunch of people all at once. 1606, this is something I'm going to look at because I have a lot of these pieces, but I don't think I have the socks and the balaclava, so I might be looking at that for my Norwegian snowsuit. I have to check and see what I have, but that might be an opportunity for me. I would also tell you 1605, they have the Empire, the Crew Cup, the pewter Crew Cup, which is a fun, hard to find piece, as is 1615, the Jedi pottery plate, which I think is very fun as well. These are things I have in my collection, but they are very enjoyable.
Amazing.
Yeah. I don't know why 1614. I'm not sure I didn't know there was a Biker Scout crew gift. I'm not sure.
Did I. It seems.
I would like to find out more about that.
What is that?
Yeah, exactly. Why is that a crew gift? Is that just an extra that wasn't used? More art from the Bill Plum collection. There's a lot of stuff here from the various Star Wars Galaxy card sets and Topps card sets and Expanded Universe sets. I think these are pieces, if you remember them, then, I think there's something here for you, as they say. I will call out 1633. I remember this issue of Discover magazine from when Star Wars came out. It's a very memorable piece as far as I'm concerned. So that's something I will peek at later on as well. Just again, when every Star Wars magazine cover was precious and there was no internet and we were looking for any piece of information, there's something wonderful about those old magazines. 1644, I don't know why this makes me laugh, but this is Carrie Fisher's landing card. I guess, when she flew internationally and signed it, it makes me laugh that exists. So I'm just really happy to see that. You know what I mean? As much as anything
else. Her brother following her around the airport, picking up her.
Just very, very fun. I'm going into the Superman section, 1667. The Zod and Ursa Mount Rushmore head model miniatures on display. I think that's pretty just enjoyable. So,
very funny.
Something special there.
Nuclear Man's leotard leggings.
Yep.
1673.
That's excellent.
Hand painted Renato Casaro poster concept art for Supergirl.
Oh, wow,
the
for
artist
Supergirl.
of Conan, the Conan poster.
Yep. We got a Thing crew jacket. That is not mine, but I like that crew jacket. That will fit in very well in the crew jacket world of these wonderful satiny crew jackets. I don't care. I'm stopping at $16.90. I don't care how long this show is. Jack Tripper Hawaiian T-shirt from Three's Company. Come on, man. You got to give it up for John Ritter. Three's Company is Three's Company, but man, that guy was fucking good. Nobody did physical comedy like him. Played a moment. There is a clip that's been floating around online because Suzanne Sommer passed away recently from her fight with cancer. And I think part of the reason it is up is she is in a very tight T-shirt dancing. But the joke is that I don't know if it's a joke, but the idea is that she and Janet, the other roommate, are dancing. And I think Jack's in his room reading. And they're dancing and the music is playing. And then all of a sudden he comes out with his book and then just starts dancing, like first, but sort of dancing and reading and then dancing. And it is a physical comedy tour de force by John Ritter to make dancing funny. And I salute him is all I can say. The man was just a gifted genius. So anyway, sorry, John Ritter break. More Titanic stuff. Where are we going? Total Recall. Oh, the hand. Benny's arm cast. Oh, it's a cast, but that's still okay. I like the Quado Wanted poster. That's kind of neat. 1714.
1710.
Love that movie.
The continuity photos from Tombstone.
Oh, look at
continuity binder. That's pretty neat.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Couple of nice cells from the various Who Framed Roger Rabbits. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, those are cool.
Very enjoyable.
I like the 1757, the bulging eyes judge. That's
on
a
Christopher Lloyd.
Catalog.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a pretty great piece.
Just a fun image all in itself.
This is enjoyable. The Wolf of Wall Street stuff, I have to say I like the prop Quaaludes, the lemons, the prop Quaaludes, and the whatever it was called, the management memo about about sex. So that's very funny.
Yes. That's very funny.
Let's see, Xena Warrior Princess and Zoolander 2.
Zoolander.
That was a good days 3 and 4. We wrapped that up. We did pretty good there. Yeah.
After 1,785
I think our audience is dead.
They're all dead. That's it for us, folks.
This is a very big auction. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm brain dead. Normally I have some thoughts when an auction is over, like when we get through a catalog. I'm not sure what I'm thinking about. I'm a little all over the place. I've certainly spent more money than I should. So I may be
favorite piece?
Oof. Thunderball painting.
Okay.
Yeah. I got to say, really
Lee Van
favorite.
Cleef's hat.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Enough to make a run. Like I think I'll make a run. I don't think I'm going to win, but I might try to make a run. I don't think I'm going to win though. Yeah.
It doesn't fit in my collection. I just love it, and I hope but somebody buys it that I can go visit it. That's great.
Could fit in your collection. Your new Western collection goes with your Tombstone full costume.
My Tombstone costume and my Hercules costume. Yeah.
That would go really nice with your Tombstone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am exhausted.
Me too. Let's call it.
That's a tight one.
Actually, before we do call it, I did want to call out listener Matt Randall had a birthday this week, and his lovely fiance wrote us and said that he's a big fan and was asking us to email him. I figure it's better to just call him out on the podcast. So Matt, happy birthday! You're also getting married to you and your lovely fiance.
Happy birthday! Congratulations!
That's coming up. Big things in your life. So congratulations to both of you guys. Many happy returns. And
if you can find someone in your life that
future
manages to track down our idiot podcast email and ask us to do this, you marry that girl. That's all I can say.
You've married well, my friend. So well done. But thank you, everybody, and we will be back in a week with a new one and
an even longer one. No, not possible.
It'll be a fun one.
But thank you, and please follow us if you can. Like the podcast, rate it, review it. Follow us on YouTube, please. Stuff Dreams Are Made Of. Follow us on all the different social medias at Props Podcast. We are on all of them. And again, please follow and like. It helps us with everything. And the email?
dreamsaremadeofpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.